Oh shit.
Boys and girls, off your fucking feet. Give it up for your host, Shaggy DiCaprio.
What is good, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? How we feeling tonight? Happy Monday to everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a great work week thus far. Hopefully my audio is a lot better than the other night. What a catastrophe that was. Holy fuck. It's a little off kilter for us tonight, but welcome into another In the Pain podcast. We are back and better than ever before. Or I should say I'm back. Oh, shit. How's everyone feeling tonight? Hopefully everyone's feeling good. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. We are back and ready to rock and roll. Who's ready for some Tim Pool? Steven Crowder. Fucking go, man. Should be an interesting one, to say the least, guys. How's everyone feeling tonight? And welcome in to another, hey, off your feet. Why don't you get off your feet? Make sure everything's good here. All the audio problems are fixed, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not lagging tremendously. How's everyone doing? Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. I think we're going to go live on TikTok shortly. All right, settle down. Guys, welcome into another show. We have a great one to get to on tonight's program. So yes, we are back on this Monday evening show here. It's a little different of a show for us tonight. It's only me tonight. Alex, I think he was busy doing something. I think he was working or doing some shit. But yeah, we do Saturday afternoon shows and and just kind of stick with that. 4, 5, 6 hours. But this past Saturday, I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I spent a whole bunch of time. I spent like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, show prepping the show out, getting the audio ready, getting the video ready. And, all the show notes got to get done and up to speed and making sure everything's updated and whatnot. But, this past Saturday, I clicked go live and just my whole system decided to malfunction. So that was fun to deal with live on air, especially we had a little cross-pollination happening. We had some people over from the Steel Tone Morning Show, which was pretty cool. We had, some and just some other stragglers in the building. So we appreciate you guys checking out the show this past Saturday. Unfortunately, it probably wasn't our best. I mean, the show was good, but as far as the everything that was going on with the video and the audio, it just wasn't up to par. It's not what we're used to doing. So we figured we'd come back and do a little shorter of a show tonight, maybe 2-3 hours, something like that. Nonetheless, we are here. We're back. This weekend was great. The Birds won, which was fantastic. So hopefully everyone got to check that out this past weekend. But why we are here tonight is we have Sir Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder, on the Tim Pool Show. And that's going to be a big one, guys. That is going to be the main event of the night. That's starting here in just about 50 minutes here on the East Coast. So hopefully everyone is ready to view that and ready to see the fireworks and the gloves come off, man. As you all know, we watched Candace Owens on Tim Pool. What was it, Thursday or Friday now at this point? The days just start to blend together, so I really don't know. I think it was Thursday, though. But she came on Tim Pool, and there was no holds bar with her, man. I mean, she came on, she was calling Crowder a bitch, pretty much a fuckboy. And look, I hate to be the one to break it to you guys, but all of these guys in this whole process, the Daily Wire, Steven Crowder, Mug Club, I mean, all of these guys are just fucking huge grifters, man. And it's fine. I understand you got to make a buck here and there and do what you got to do, but at least you got to be honest with your audience. You can't come on and say you're fucking fighting the good fight, but you're going to do everything in your power to make a quick buck, and behind the scenes you're a fucking a completely different person. That's where I kind of have the problem with it. So nonetheless, guys, we are going to be watching the Tim Pool, I would say probably this year of 2023, the most anticipated show of the year, Crowder on Tim Pool. So that should be very interesting. We have a couple other clips too to get to before the Crowder show. So we're going to be checking in. We have a crazy conspiracy going on online right now with Damar Hamlin. And for those of you who may not know Damar Hamlin, if you don't know by now, not famous, but he is the Bill. Well, I guess he is famous too, right? But he is the Bills, one of the Bills safety who just a few short weeks ago was trying to make a tackle, trying to tackle T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, and just collapses on the field. And there's been speculation out the wazoo the last 3 weeks, but apparently he was back in the stadium yesterday. Or was he? There's a lot of speculation going on right now online, and, it's not me saying it, but it's very fascinating shit, man, because you actually don't even see Damar's face throughout the whole, you would think this guy's been away from the game and away from his team and away from the stadium for 3 weeks. He dealt with something, that nobody has ever seen in the NFL, and he's going to come back and not only not go in the stadium where the fans are, like on the lower concourse. Not only did he do that, he didn't show his face. There was no interviews. There was nothing. So that should be pretty interesting. We're going to dive into that because there's a lot of people posting clips. So I wanted to, before we get into the Crowder stuff, dive into that. We have some Nicole Arbor. Now, depending on how much time we have, we might get that. We might hit that on the back half of the show, or we might get to that before the Crowder stuff. It's a little longer, so... we'll see. I was expecting to go live maybe like an hour ago or so. So, we'll see. We have some Nicole Arbor. We have some Brendan Schaub. Hopefully we can get to. We have some Louis C.K. who was on Joe Rogan, and he was on Two Bears, One Cave just today with Bert Kreischer. And Louis C.K., man, let me tell you this. Look, I know Louis has been through his trials and tribulations. But Louis, dude, I mean, he seems like the most based out of all these comics that we watch on a weekly and daily basis. Louis seems, to kind of, evened himself out and kind of chilled out, I guess would be the short of it. But he was on Joe Rogan. He calls Joe Rogan out, essentially, for Rogan just being too, rich for his own good. Let's just leave it at that. So we have some Louis C.K. We have some Nelk Boys. If we do get to it, Nelk Boys, they're possibly, there's a little discrepancy over the Nelk Boys. And now every time I try to play the Nelk Boys here on the podcast, we usually get pulled. So we'll see if we have time to get to that. But the Nelk Boys, there's a little infighting between Steiny and Bradley Martin. So this was the last Nelk Boys podcast, the Full Send podcast over on YouTube. If we have time, we're going to be diving into that as well. I have obviously Skip Bayless, a big Dallas Cowboys fan. It's always good to see when Dallas loses. I mean, it always makes my day. It always makes, when I think I'm having a bad day, and then the Dallas Cowboys play, and then they lose, and then I watch Skip Bayless cry like a little bitch online on Twitter, man. It's a great day, dude. Everything is fine and good from there. Fuck yeah! So we have a bunch of that to get to, guys. So fasten up your seatbelt. The Steven Crowder, Tim Pool interview is just about 45 minutes away. We're going to be watching that and kind of I'll be muting the show as the show goes on to kind of give you my analysis and breakdown of kind of what's going on. If you guys are in the chat and you're kind of feeling some sort of way about the whole thing, definitely put it down there because this is, like I said, this is probably one of the biggest interviews of this year. And, the whole thing going on with Crowder, dude, I mean, it's just shady shit, dude. And ultimately at the end of the day, like it or not, he's just trying to drive, subscribers and viewers over to his mug club. So, I mean, that's obviously behind the paywall. So he's doing a good job. I will say that. He is doing a good job from, he has all the eyes are on him right now. So we're going to be watching that coming up in just about 45 minutes. Yeah, this is going to be the most watched Tim Pool show. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Who said, I got to get my chat a little closer. I got bad eyes, man. Mr. Brewer, yeah, this is definitely going to be the most watched Tim Pool show. Mr. Brewer, if I can get a quick audio check, does my mouth look synced up? So this is a problem that we ran into on Saturday. We were streaming, we were on air for about 6 hours, and we had a couple people in the chat tell us that everything was all out of sync. And, at that point, it kind of just threw me off. But hopefully everything's good. Hopefully everything is sounding good, looking good. I've been spending a lot of time here trying to fix everything up. Like I said, this is, kind of a little different from us. We usually go live every Saturday afternoon. But we're back here because everything did kind of get fucked up on Saturday. So we are back. Tim Pool is coming up in about an hour here. Mouth movement and audio synced perfectly. My man, Mr. Brewer, sorry. Mr. Brewer, you're the man. Let's go. Give you a cha-ching for that one. All right, I want to dive into a shot here. I feel like I've been rambling for, honestly, way too long. So I want to do a little shot. I got some Gentleman Jack on tonight's program. Nice and cold. I had it in my freezer for about, I don't know, it was like 3 hours, 4 hours at this point. But it's nice and cold. It's nice and chilled, as you guys could see at home. If you're drinking with me tonight, I just ask you, do drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. All that good stuff. I have to put a, forewarning out there. Because people sometimes, they listen to this podcast. They'll have a drink. They'll go drive. And they'll be like, hey, that fucking kooky guy, fucking doing the show over there. He told me to go drink and drive. So, I can't have any of that. So, yeah, just drink responsibly, guys. If you're smoking, toke up. Now's the time in the program. I'm going to play a song. And we have a song from Tucker Carlson. In my eyes, a national treasure in Tucker Carlson, man. He's another one, dude. Someone in the media right now who's just consistently calling it out how it is on a mainstream scale, reaching millions of viewers. I really respect what Tucker's doing, and he just fucking cracks me up, dude. So we're going to watch. This is a song, though, from this past week. The World Economic Forum is meeting in Davos, Switzerland. And they do a whole bunch of weird shit, man. It's a whole bunch of fucking millionaires and billionaires and people who run the world and all that kind of crazy conspiracy shit that Alex Jones was ranting about all those years ago.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yes, you are, Alex. But, and look where we are today, man. Alex Jones looks like fucking Parveer these days, right? So let's go to Tucker Carlson. He is going to be checking in on the lizard people over at Davos. This is going to be our drinking song for today. I thought it was pretty funny. So let's watch Tucker break it down and pour up a shot. Let's have a good time.
Time to check in with our lizard overlords in Davos, Switzerland. What are they up to? Well, this.
Cheers, guys. I mean, what the fuck is this? I mean, this is what they're doing at the World Economic Forum. I mean, where the wealthiest of the wealthiest come hang out. I mean, they get together. Who knows? They do some rituals. Fucking, they get crazy. They get weird. They pop ecstasy. They have a good time, huh? But we have this lady who's just doing these yodels. And this is like their concert. This is like they're going to watch like Korn or fucking Slipknot perform or Metallica, right? Like this is, Klaus Schwab. Like this is his Metallica. And I'm, it's like, come on, dude. You could do better than this, surely. I mean, you bring over actors and all these other people. I'm sure you could find better talent in the business. I mean, where's Justin Bieber when you need him? Pay him enough money, he'll come over and fucking sing you a tune or two. But let's keep watching.
Ooh, thank you for watching. Ooh. Yeah, those
Anton, yes. Wait, real quick.
people run the world. They're so impressive.
Tucker's the man, dude.
What a bunch of freaks.
What a bunch of freaks, he says. Anton, yes, we do go live usually once a week, dude, but after the debacle that was Saturday and the lag and the latency and the sync, I wanted to come back live because the show was good in and of itself. I was really pleased with the show, but the all the technical difficulties, man, it just wasn't the best show from that standpoint. So I feel like I wanted to come back live at least for a couple hours. I wanted to see what this whole Tim Pool, Steven Crowder thing was about, and have a few drinks and hang out with everyone, and just have a good time. But that was Tucker Carlson over commenting on the lizard people from Davos. Yes, Anton. Hopefully everyone's having a nice day, though. Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone had a nice weekend this past weekend. I'm not sure if anyone here is a football fan. I know usually when we bring up sports, on the show, people tend to fucking leave really quick. And, that's cool. I get it. But, I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, and that was fucking awesome to watch them just completely, do the damn thing over the New York Giants. But honestly, I didn't expect anything less. Pablo Torres, do you think that there's no limit to what people will do for money, even their own freedom? Look, Pablo, my bad. It's very hard for me to read, dude. I might need glasses, honestly. I just refuse, dude. I mean, sunglasses are cool, but I just refuse to get glasses. But, yeah, man, dude, look, listen, there's nothing wrong with making money, right? Like, everyone's entitled to make money and do their thing, but it's what you're going to do and what you're willing to do to make an extra dollar or two. And, the answer really is, I guess, at least from my experience of what I've seen over the years, is people will stop at nothing, man. They'll sell their families out, they'll sell themselves out, and they'll do whatever it takes to get the next fucking dollar. And that's sickening, because that completely corrupts, your morals and values and who you are as a human being, really, when it comes down to it. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in Davos, Switzerland, performing, doing some wild, weird shit. So I don't know if that really answered your question, but 14 people haven't liked. Get a move on, people. Yes, please, people, like the chat. I don't really push that, though, Anton. Yeah, I guess I really should, but when I come on lives, dude, my mind is going a mile a minute, dude. I got to get the audio ready, I got to get the video, the notes, the lighting. I'm doing everything else besides worrying about the stream, and I guess that's my wrongdoing. But yeah, if you could please like the stream, maybe drop a subscribe, that would really help us out a lot. We just crossed over the 1,000 subscriber mark, man, so that was fucking huge. Shout out to everyone who is a subscriber already. You guys are fucking awesome. But yes, definitely like that chat. Guys, yes, in about, we're coming just under 40 minutes, and we got Tim Pool, Steven Crowder. Oh, shit, what's going to happen? That's what we're here for, man, to call for more likes. Well, I like it, Anton. I like it, man. I do appreciate that, man. All right, so that was Tucker Carlson. Obviously, man, him, just like Alex Jones, national treasures. We got to cherish people like this, keep them around, make sure their voices are heard. He's fucking hilarious, dude. I don't know how people don't like Tucker. People, this is a guy who gets ridiculed on a nightly basis, and he comes with the fucking heat every time, like as if nothing phases him. And he calls it how it is, man. On a network where, Fox has kind of leaned more liberal, especially over the last, few years or so, at least from what I've noticed. And Tucker's still doing his thing, man. This is like the mainstream Alex Jones these days, So
I'm kind of retarded.
Yes, you are, Alex. All right, let's move on, though. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the new Scream trailer. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the Scream trailer. Tucker's great. Yes, someone says Tucker is great. But the new Scream trailer, I have yet to see this, so I kind of wanted to bring this on the show tonight and kind of get everyone's thoughts and reactions. And I was always a big, what do they call them, Ghostface or Murderface or Whiteface? No, they can't be Whiteface, right? That would sound a little fucking weird, I guess, right? But nonetheless, I think it's Ghostface, though. I was always a fan of Ghostface, back in the early days with Courtney Cox and what's his name? David Cox or David Archuleta or some shit like that. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. But nonetheless, I think Scream is back. Ghostface is back. And he's got guns now. He's fucking going crazy. Like, robbing banks, robbing fucking 7-Elevens. I don't know what's going on. I've yet to see this trailer. It's got 10 million views, and this is on Twitter. So, I mean, that's a lot for Twitter. But this is the new Scream trailer, guys. I wanted to check it out. Like I said, I'm going to take another shot and kind of settle in here. Just, show you guys some light clips of what I thought was interesting throughout the week. And then, like I said, just about 35 minutes away from the big anticipated Tim Pool, Steven Crowder interview, which is going to be fireworks. I can't wait for that shit. So, let's watch. This is the new Ghostface trailer. And it says here, this is unlike any other Ghostface. Watch the new trailer for Scream, 5? I was always terrible at math and Roman numerals especially. But only in theaters, March 10th. I never understood that. Like, you have a horror movie and you put it out in, like, the middle of spring. Like, around Easter time. Like, I mean, you've waited this long. Why not just wait the extra couple months and put it out, I don't know, call me crazy, but during Halloween time? It would make sense to me. I don't know, but, that's why they don't pay me the millions. They pay these guys the millions. So, let's check it out, guys. Let's see what the whole Scream trailer's all about. Did anyone see this in the chat, by the way? 2? All right, so we got some 2s. Yeah, so we got some 2s. So it looks like David Arquette. Thank you, Terry. David Arquette. Thank you. I knew it was like David something. And now it's Courtney Cox Arquette. Famously known as Monica from Friends, which I get a lot of flack for that, by the way. I tell people Friends was one of my favorite shows as a kid, and they're like, dude, you're fucking, kind of fucking shifting on the dark side on me, kid. Nonetheless, guys, it's the new Ghostface trailer. Let's check it out. Don't get too frightened. Make sure you turn on a light. And, yeah, let's check it out. I'm going to take another shot.
Please help me.
There's a fucking line here, girl.
There he is.
You got a problem here, guy?
Oh, shit, that's a new mask. Just guts him like a pig. Oh, this is serious. So that's something new. We've never seen any, in all of these horror movies ever, they never use guns. They never use guns, and that's the most logical thing to do. It's quick, it's easy, painless. Well, I guess that's why they wouldn't use a gun, is because it's painless. But they always go to a knife or a saw or a fucking, some crazy. If you guys remember the Saw movies back in the day, I mean, they were using fucking like guillotines and blades and shit like that. But they never used guns. So I think this might be the first time in history we're actually watching a horror movie and the killer's using a gun. So that's, that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. I like to see people innovate. I like to see, movies get, better and better, as opposed to getting obviously worse and worse. And that's what movies have been doing for the last 10 years. But enough of me talking. Let me just keep playing the damn clip. It's the whiskey. It's anti-gun propaganda. You're probably right, bro. Cheers.
I had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me. It followed me here. And it's gonna keep coming for us.
Oh, fuck.
We share a certain history.
That's Courtney Cox.
This isn't like any other Ghostface.
What is this place?
A shrine.
Courtney.
We've got to lure him in. We execute him.
This March.
Hello.
Let's play a game.
Oh,
You know
fuck.
you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Oh!
Maybe.
Oh, shit. He
But
got
there's
me.
never been one like me, Gale.
Oh, fuck.
I'm something different.
That's why I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head.
Holy shit. This is pro Second Amendment as it comes.
You want me. So let's finish this.
Guys?
Fuck that. Damn. March 10th, 2023. The new Scream. That looked pretty entertaining, huh? That looked pretty fucking entertaining. The new Ghost face. Ghost Killer face. I feel like that's a rapper. Ghost Killer. But that looked pretty entertaining, man. They're using guns these days. It really, while I was watching that, it was giving me like early 2000s Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man vibes. But that looked pretty dope. I don't know. You know, it's better than the the past. What was it? The Halloween movie that just dropped. I mean, I didn't even watch that. I'd heard, and this is typically a rule of thumb for me, man. If I'm gonna check out a movie and I hear 5 or more, or 5 or less, I'd say 3 to 5, anywhere in that range, 3 to 5 people tell me that the movie wasn't good. Well, why would I waste my time and go see it? And that's what I heard about the what was it, the Halloween Revenge or whatever the fuck with Michael Myers. Nonetheless, that looked really good though. I would probably honestly go check that out. So that was the new Scream trailer. It looked pretty good. Tim Downs, what's going on, my dude? How are we doing? How are we feeling tonight? It's Monday. Steven Crowder, Tim Pool time today, huh? Why do I have a crazy feeling though that this Crowder Tim Pool interview is not going to happen? I don't know. Call me crazy. If anyone wants to place wagers with me right now, we're right around a half hour away, 28 minutes to be exact, from this whole interview happening with Crowder and Pool, and I'm pretty fucking stoked about it. But we'll see. Well, we definitely shall see. Excellent, man. I'm doing good, dude. Yeah, this is kind of like I said. I was explaining to the guys earlier and gals that this is typically, it's not something that we usually do. I don't usually stream on Mondays. It's typically a once a week show. But given the fact, and you were in the chat, Tim, given the fact that everything was kind of fucked up on Saturday, I'm just gonna call it how it is. I felt like I was like, you know what? Let me give everyone, even if it's a shorter show, just a good show. I just spent so much fucking money on new equipment and cameras and audio and all this, that, and the third. And when that happened on Saturday, man, I was fucking heated. So I appreciate you guys checking us out on Saturday, and I appreciate you guys being here today. So I wanted to put together, a little something, and then mainly watch this Tim Pool Crowder interview take place. So I'm pretty pumped for that. But yeah, that was the new Ghostface trailer that is set to take theaters March 10th, 2023. So, should be interesting. I'm definitely going to go check that one out. I had another clip I wanted to bring to the show tonight. Now, I like pranks just as much as the next person. It's why we're on YouTube, man. We like to have fun. We like to, fuck around. We like to have laughs and all that good stuff, right? But these days, man, TikTokers and YouTubers, sometimes they take it to the next level. People are running in stores and jumping on, countertops and dancing with their shirt off, or they're trying to play pranks on, cashiers and, take money at the cash register but then put it back, and it's all for the view and it's all for the clout. And I get it. You want to get the views and you want to get exposure, but there's a way to go about it. Sometimes people aren't going to be as fortunate, and you could lose your life, man, in the process of trying to film content. Now, that would be a way I would never want to go out, right? I'm trying to film content. I'm trying to, up my game, so to speak, and, just share with everyone, good videos that we're, promoting. And all of a sudden, I get shot in the head because I was an idiot and I didn't think the plan through. Well, we're not going to watch someone get shot in the head, but we're going to watch somebody pretty much get their ass beat because he was trying to pull a prank that went wrong. So, usually we like to bring fight videos in the beginning of the show, something like it's a little icebreaker to get the show moving along. This is something similar, okay? So let's watch this. I believe this is in Austin, Texas, too. So this kid's lucky he didn't get shot. But pretty much it just reads, YouTuber who pranks people by trying to steal their luggage at airports to get people's reactions goes wrong. I thought it was pretty hilarious. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Let's check it out.
No, I watched you with this fucking camera. Bro, chill out. Let go of my fucking shirt. Let fucking go of my shirt.
I did call security.
Pulling my hair. Fuck you. Okay, stop pulling me. Fuck it. Can you stop pulling me? Camera. Stop pulling my hair. You think this is fucking bullshit? This guy's filming shit. You're making this is the way to handle it. Let go of my hair. Let go of my hair. Bullshit. Let go of my hair. Let go of my hair. Calm down. You're getting somebody to go. You're getting somebody to go. I'm not gonna fight you. You assaulted me. Next one's enough.
So, and hats off to the kid here, right? Because if I'm this kid and I'm getting my hair pulled, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I'm not just having a talking confrontation with the guy who's pulling my hair. Like, there's going to be some fists that are flying. It might even be a kick. Might even be my head. You don't know what's coming. Point is that there's something going to be coming. But, yeah, shout out to this kid. I mean, the composure level that he, you know, has here is, I mean, you know, next to none. It's very professional-like. But, you know, and this guy, too, it's like, come on, dude. I mean, how much of a boomer can you be, dude? The kid's trying to do something for his TikTok and his YouTube. Let him fucking go. You know, you're going to sit there and pull his hair and then cause a whole scene in the middle of the airport. It's like, have a little bit of fun, dude.
No, you assaulted over us. No. Get this man's camera, please.
I mean, that's the most boomer shit I've ever seen. Get this man's camera, please. It's like, really, guy? You know? It's like, come on, dude. Have some fun. Okay, after you found out it was a prank and it was for, you know, the views and the clicks and whatnot, it's like at least you could just be like, all right, my bad. You got me, bro. Sorry about the hair pull. Here's $100 and let bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? But to, like, now you're causing a scene in front of the airport. You got cops coming over. I mean, what? I mean, people these days, dude. Jesus. Let's keep watching.
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me, buddy.
Boss move.
I didn't touch you. Don't touch me.
Definitely a boss move.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, sir.
Zoom in a little bit for you guys.
This shit went blurry on the camera. It's cool.
Yeah, it's blurry on their end, not mine. Now he's hemped up.
Get down on your belly. Cooperate.
He's got the air marshals there.
No, yeah, I'm fine. I don't care they pull my hair, but
Super blurry. It's on their end though. It's not me.
What happened? We're just going. I just said that was my bag, and he got super mad with Austin police.
Then Austin police comes.
I
think I seen Tim Downset. He's close to Austin. So, and now this guy's day is done. He's going to be spending it in a jail cell, all because he couldn't take a joke and was trying to fucking steal people's cameras. I mean, this is what we get, though, dude. People are on edge, dude. You know, I mean, that's, I guess, really the main thing of this whole thing is people are on edge these days. It's like, you got to be careful who you fuck with, especially... I mean, this guy, I mean, if you've seen him, I'm not sure how good you guys could see him on the TV, but I mean, he just looks like somebody you don't want to fucking screw around with, you know? There's people that look like they could take a joke and, you know, take a prank, but then there's people like this who obviously will, you know, cause a fuss and try to fight and kill you, essentially. It's like, you know, you got to know when, you know, to pull your punches and not to, essentially. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, man. Definitely a boss move, though, Anton, for sure. I seen Brooke say, so Steven Crowder is streaming, so he's streaming the interview on his channel. Well, that should be interesting. Look, I don't know why Crowder just doesn't, I get it, he has the Mug Club, and it's behind the paywall, and that's pretty much where he makes his money at, but he's demonetized on YouTube, and I understand that, but you have 6 million people on YouTube, Crowder. It's like, just start there, bro. Like, you didn't have to do this whole... you know, shindig with, you know, the Daily Wire, this whole feud, this fake feud. I don't know. I don't like it. Just something about the whole situation between the Daily Wire and Crowder. It just rubs me the wrong way, dude. I mean, they're just a bunch of fucking grifters. They'll do anything for cash. I mean, it's like, what won't they do? And that's the question we have to be asking ourselves is, what won't they do and what aren't they telling us? You know, we only see what's on camera, but we don't see everything else that goes on behind closed doors. And that's the, the alarming part. I think that's what really that's what people's messages, like all the streamers that are making videos about the Crowder and the Daily Wire, like they're conveying like surface level shit. But at the end of the day, it's like we have to be asking ourselves, if they're willing to do this, what else are they doing? So pretty excited though nonetheless. 20 minutes till that big Tim Pool Steven Crowder interview. Now where do you guys think I should watch it? Should I go? Right now I have Tim Pool's YouTube channel pulled up, ready to go for 8 o'clock. Should I stick on Tim Pool or should I go to Crowder? I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, but all right, let's exit out of that. I appreciate the likes, guys. 21 likes, man. That's fucking dope, dude. This channel's been growing tremendously, and I appreciate everyone here checking this out. This is going to be dope. Like I said, this is pretty unconventional for us to do a random pop-up stream like this, but it might be something we might start doing on a, more consistent basis. As maybe instead of going live once a week, maybe we do twice or something like that. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. Nonetheless, let me catch up on some of this chat. Let's go. Brandon Tim Down says, yeah, man, I got this shirt from Infowars, dude. Say what you want about Alex Jones, dude, but I've gotten some products. I've gotten some merch off of Infowars, and it's been pretty fucking... I mean, his shirt fits... good quality shirts, good quality products. I take this Brain Force before our show, and it's a brain nootropic. It's supposed to give you, like, mental clarity, and here, let me do a close-up for you guys. But it's supposed to give you, like, mental clarity and, like, a little bit of focus, and, I don't like taking, drugs or Adderall or cocaine or anything like that, but... So I take this, and, I don't know if it does anything. I mean, I think it does. It's like a placebo effect, if anything. But, check it out, InfoWarsStore.com. And they don't sponsor me. Trust me, that's not a fucking sponsor read at all. It's just I actually do enjoy the product. So, but, guys. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Tonight, it's Monday. I know I'm having a good time, man. The Eagles did win this fucking past weekend, dude, and that's enough for me, man. I could chill out for the next 6 days until they play the Niners. I'm not sure if we have any other football fans in the chat. If we do, I'm curious because I do have. We got about 18 minutes till this interview kicks off, and I have some football related topics. And I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm curious to see if you guys have any specific teams, what teams you rep. I always like to get to know my audience as they were. So I guess while we're waiting on that, Skip Bayless. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. And this makes my day every single time. So it's one thing if the Dallas Cowboys lose. If you know anything about the Philadelphia Eagles, it's that we're really competitive. Philly sports team in general, we're really competitive. And we are extra competitive when it comes to our rivals. And Dallas Cowboys, man, they're the big ones. Like I'm trying to think. In football, the Dallas Cowboys are like the top rival for us anyway. And Skip Bayless he's on national TV on a daily basis, and he reps the Dallas Cowboys, and it really fucking irks my soul. So I always love to see it when the Cowboys lose. He comes on Twitter and he cries a storm. He goes on his what's his show, Undisputed, with Shannon Sharp, and he cries to Shannon, and it's a big sob fest, right? I love to see it. So this was Skip last night crying about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And this is going to kind of go into this next football topic. This is something I wanted to hit before we jumped into the Crowder stuff. It's a big conspiracy circulating right now online. Let me see if I can catch up with the chat. Okay, no, I'm pretty caught up, I think. But yeah, so this is Skip Bayless crying about his Dallas Cowboys. It's a 71-year-old man, keep in mind. He's got his Dak Prescott jersey. Boom, there it is. Throws it in the trash. Right where it belongs. And I've been saying this since day one, dude. Dak Prescott, like I said, I don't know who's a football fan here who likes the Cowboys. If you don't, if you think football is fucking gay, I understand. But, you know, it's always fun to see a grown man cry and then post about it on Twitter. I mean, how much more can you want? Especially, like I said, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. So this is like fucking gold to me right now. But I'm not going to bore you guys with it because I know some people fucking just can't stand. Like, they want to fucking, every time someone talks about sports, they just want to rip their hair out. And I understand. And I get it, you know? Not me, man. Football is like the last hope for me. I got to shut this vibration off here. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the big conspiracy I wanted to get into. We got 15 minutes of that Tim Pool, Steven Crowder show kicks off. So this is a quick conspiracy that's going crazy right now online. I seen this last night. I started to get the chills because it's kind of wild, dude. So you guys are familiar with Damar Hamlin. For those of you who may not be familiar with Damar Hamlin was the Buffalo Bills safety who just about 3 weeks ago was making the tackle on Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. Now, he goes to make the tackle, and for those of you who have seen the video, I apologize for me re-explaining it, but he makes the tackle, and T. Higgins goes right into his chest. His shoulder dives right into his chest, and Damar gets up, everything's okay, but then collapses right back down. He was down for 10 minutes, they stopped the game, they winded up ultimately canceling the game. I mean, this was something that nobody has ever seen, ever, you know, up to that point, right? So it was a pretty big deal. He was rushed to the hospital. You know, it turned out that he was okay. Or so we thought, dude. So we thought. Damar Hamlin was spotted yesterday at the Buffalo Bills stadium, and it was his first time back since the whole injury, the whole, you know, everyone was speculating it being, you know, over the COVID jab. You know, I don't know, because the Bills organization and the doctors that are working close to this, they've been really hush-hush about the whole situation. So it just smells of something fishy, man. And if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I always say it's not a fucking fish, right? So the conspiracy going on right now is that Damar Hamlin wasn't actually at that game, because he goes into the sporting complex in Orchard Park, Buffalo. He's in the sporting complex, and you know, he actually doesn't ever reveal his face. He is wearing sunglasses. He's wearing a hood. He's wearing like a mask. You know, he's walking around like he's fine. Apparently, he's supposed to be on oxygen, but he's not carrying around an oxygen tank. I don't know. It just looks fishy to me. And I love conspiracies just as much as the next person. I'm not like hoping this is true, but the conspiracy in all this is that he might be fucking dead right now, and we're potentially watching a body double. I don't know if that's the case. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just simply reporting on what I'm currently witnessing take place. But this is all the footage that we're going to watch. And this is a compilation, and shout out to Chef Nerd here, but it's a compilation of every Damar Hamlin, quote-unquote, in the building video the NFL showed yesterday. And then it just says thoughts. So I feel like I just gave you guys my thoughts. So let's watch it all unfold here. Now, apparently, like I said, this guy, you know, just 3 weeks ago, he was dead on the field. And, you know, 3 weeks later, he looks like he's miraculously made a 100% 180, you know, recovery. So I don't know what to make of it. I'm curious to see what everyone else has to think in the chat. Because, I mean, you know, like I said, I love myself a good conspiracy theory. And this is probably, I'll just put this out there, this is probably the best conspiracy theory of 2023 so far. So let's watch. This is all the instances of Damar Hamlin in the stadium yesterday.
Hamlin is in the building. Yes, if they show him in the stadium in any capacity, it will blow the doors off of this place. Damar Hamlin just showed up, and it looks like his mom and his little brother is there. Oh, we love to see it. Stay tuned. It's the Bengals, Bills, coming up on CBS.
Good job.
So you see all these security guards surrounding him very close, and that's him in the red. Right there, that's him in the red. But why all the security? Like, why do you need that much security if you're, just walking into an elevator? I mean, you're not fucking Obama. You know what I mean? You're not a political figure. And you're at a football stadium. I mean, this is, your workplace. I mean, this isn't like you're out on like Saks Fifth Avenue doing some light shopping on a Saturday afternoon. This is, Sunday afternoon, and this is your job. I mean, why is there 50 security guards around here? And if someone can explain that to me with some logic, I mean, I would like to hear it. But let's keep watching. Well, yes, there is a lot of nutballs out there, Terry, and I do agree with you there. But, I mean, this is also backstage. Like, this is, like, behind, the concourse, right? So, it just, it just looks fishy to me. Let's keep watching. So this is the crazy part right here. Check this out.
It was so good to have him around. He told us.
So again, they cut to him in the press box. You can't really see him. There's a camera guy with him the whole time, but the only angle that the camera guy ever got was of him on his side, like a side angle. It's just a lot of fucking weird shit. And I see Anton in the chat saying it's a too big to fail moment. He collapsed on TV. Of course he couldn't be seen to die. And you very well might be right, my friend. And that's kind of like where my conspiracy brain starts to, lean towards, right? But so watch this shit, though. I mean, this is crazy. A lot of people are writing this next part off. But, this is like kind of what gave it up for me. Like, I'm like, dude, okay. Something's up here. I mean, I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but
now,
check this out.
It's all completely up to Hamlin how involved he wants to be every day. A spokesperson close to the family said despite being out of the hospital, he still has a lengthy recovery. He requires oxygen. And he has
so they just said it there. He requires oxygen, still needs a lengthy recovery. I don't see no oxygen tank. Looks fine to me, but that's not what gave it away for me. This upcoming clip is what gave it away for me.
Monitored regularly, but he is upbeat, he's positive, and I was told he has a big smile on his face.
All right, so side angle view, like I said.
This is it right here.
So a lot of people are making the case right there that that's, and I'm going to zoom in for everyone who's, it's blurry on their screen. But so he was apparently making a heart gesture, right? Like, if you make a heart gesture like this, right? You curve in your fucking fingers. What he's doing, to me, looks like, and a lot of people are saying the Illuminati fucking, Illuminati symbol, the pyramid, as you will. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty fishy. And then there's one more. So this next part right here, it could kind of be explained away, but it's still pretty interesting.
What a scene.
So the 3-3 right there, and that's obviously a nod to 666, 666, the fucking all-seeing eye and all that shit, right? But then again, I can explain this one because, he is number 3. So this one kind of makes sense. The whole thing's fucking weird, dude. So it was very fascinating. Like I said, I'm laying in bed last night. It's like 12 o'clock at night, and my whole Twitter feed, my whole TikTok feed is Damar Hamlin shit. Like, did he really die? And I'm sitting in bed. I'm like, yo, it's kind of fucked up to, like, even speculate about that. But at the same time, like, the NFL has not been transparent about this whole thing. They kind of just, like, it happened. They swept it under the rug. It was on the heels of the playoffs, which generate the NFL so much money, where if he were to die, like, what would that have done, for the playoffs? And they might not have even played. And at the end of the day, it's a business. And business, it's sad to say if he did die, which I hope he did, and I hope he's alive and healthy, but I don't know, man. It's definitely fucking wild shit, dude. And it's 2023, dude. I wouldn't put any of this shit past me or them, I mean, look at what just happened in the last 3-4 years. I mean, what we've been going through. So if you're going to, fight somebody on the internet because they're saying, oh, check this out. I think you should look into this Damar Hamlin thing, and you're going to fight with them. We have bigger fish to fry. At the end of the day, it's all to get us fucking distracted from the bigger plot at bay. And I think Alex Jones would agree.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yes, you are, Alex. But, yeah, I mean, very fascinating shit, guys. I'm trying to catch up with the chat right here a little bit. Okay, I read that one. Same reason he had all the feds at the hospital. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, feds can be nutballs, right? I mean, it depends on which fed. Looks like a triangle. Yeah, exactly, Terry. Looks like a fucking triangle. Looks like a pyramid. The all-seeing eye, as they will. Guys, we're about 5 minutes away from the Crowder-Tim Pool interview. This video's got about 20 seconds, so let's play this, and then let's get ready for that, man. Let's fucking dive right into this Crowder interview.
It's his sign.
What a beautiful, triumphant story that galvanized this entire nation.
So there you have it, man. Damar Hamlin, dude. It's some crazy shit, right? I guess no one will ever really know. Like I said, I'm not hoping. Just because you like to question things, and this is where people get shit twisted. Just because you like to question things and, you know, kind of keep an open mind to certain things, I mean, doesn't make you wish that Damar Hamlin's dead. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we all want him to be alive and well and playing football next year and doing what he loves to do, right? But, you know, it's always fun to, you know, dive into the conspiracy part of things and the what ifs and, you know, what have you. So that was Damar Hamlin. I mean, anywhere you go today on your, like I said, on your TikTok, Twitters, Instagrams, Facebooks, YouTubes, I mean, this story is blowing up. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it dies down, though, now that the Bills are out of the playoffs. We'll see, though, guys. We will see. All right, let's start to get ready for this Tim Pool interview. I know that's why majority of you guys are here tonight. I mean, I did put it in the title, so it'd be wrong for me if I was like, yeah, guys, guess what? We're not doing any Tim Pool tonight. We're going to just watch fucking, you know, Jake Paul fucking spar, right? No. But, yeah, no, so let's get ready for this Tim Pool interview. I'm just deciding on where I should watch it. What do you guys think? Tim Pool? Should I go to Tim Pool's YouTube channel or Steven Crowder? Or does it even matter? I mean, right now I have Tim Pool's YouTube pulled up. So, I mean, I guess I was just going to go there. But if you guys want me to go to Crowder's, I'll go to Crowder's. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to take another shot, though. I know I pounded like 4 shots this hour already, but it just kind of settles me into the show and, you know, gets me, you know, in the mood, as they will. I'm trying to see if there's any other small ones I can get to. I mean, we only got 3 minutes. So I guess it would be kind of a disservice for me to try to, you know, squeeze in a story here. Actually, I can play something. We have about 3 minutes. Crowder has the chat disabled. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Crowder does have the chat disabled. So, all right, yeah, we'll go to Tim Pool's. But you're not going to be able to see the chat because I'm going to blow it up, you know, on the big screen here. I'll just stick with Tim Pool's. I'm already on his YouTube channel. I'm not going to go to Crowder's. And if we want the chat, I can minimize the screen and we can check the chat out as well. But that chat, dude, I mean, there's probably going to be 100,000 people watching tonight, and that chat's just going to be like fucking like a machine gun. Let's do this really quick. There's 2 minutes. This is about a 1.5-minute video. This is Ben Avery. If you guys aren't familiar with Ben Avery was the old Tim Dillon producer. You know, he had the glasses. He was always sitting next to Tim, always laughing, you know, making Tim fucking, you know, sometimes funnier than what Tim actually was. Ben Avery has been putting out his own content over on YouTube. His podcast is fucking unreal. But he's been putting out these short films and like these clips, and I don't even know what he, like, I guess what his intention is with this content, obviously to start his own thing. But the point is, Ben Avery's new material, guys, it's fire. If you haven't checked it out yet, I highly suggest it. This is we're going to check this clip, and then we're going to go right over to Tim Pool. So this is Ben Avery over on Twitter, and it says, my kid makes so much money on TikTok. I thought this was pretty hilarious and very well done. So I wanted to check it out, bring it on the show, and see what you guys thought. Let's check it out.
Look at the little guy. How old is he now? He's 34. What's he doing? Shh. He's working. He's going live.
Oh, somebody's up.
Does he know how to pay?
Oh yeah, he's pretty fucked up. I keep him in this room all week. We go viral on TikTok like once a day. You want to feed him?
Does he have a peanut allergy?
It helps with the swelling.
What's that?
That's his heart.
Oh, that's why it's beating.
That's why it's red. What happened to his other leg? Well, we filmed a video today. We're in pretty stiff competition with this one kid that has rhino skin.
Oh, I've seen that guy. He's great.
Yeah, I wish my kid was that fucked up. But you gotta dance with the gal you brought. By the way, who's that guy in the corner over there? That's his manager.
What's up, bro?
See that Beamer out front? It's nice. Yeah, all thanks to this swelling monster. Hey. Sorry, he tries to die sometimes. Anyway, if you stay for dinner, I'll show you how to drain his head.
Oh, does somebody want their head drained?
Want to bathe him? Frisco? Yeah, I'd like to keep him dehydrated. No, just kind of whip it out. Go ahead. That's great.
Jesus. Ben Avery, Lemon Party. That's his podcast over on YouTube. Check that out now, man. He brings out, he's been putting out some good shit lately, man. And that's like every parent today and every person, you know, that's trying to put out content. I mean, literally. So, I mean, spot on from Ben Avery. Let's give actually Ben Avery a round of applause. Going off on his own, away from the Tim Dillon show to start his own thing. I highly respect that. Guys, we have made it to the point of the show where we're going to be checking out Tim Pool, Steven Crowder. Let's see if they're live yet. Oh, yes, they are. Mr. Crowder. Let's cut that. Here they are. Let's bring that up on screen.
And also, you brought your CEO, Gerald?
Gerald Morgan, now officially just became CEO in the last couple of weeks.
We'll have to adjust these cameras. So, you know, Serge missed his flight, I guess. Is that what happened?
Yeah, sounds like it.
So we're completely just... Yeah, Luke.
There you go.
Cheers, guys.
Ian will get it.
I just split the difference. Is that okay? I just kind of went up. I don't think you need to adjust it.
No, he needs to turn it to the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, thanks for having. It's almost like one of those things where it's like when Santa met the M&Ms.
By the way, Crowder looks fucking like he's taken so much Adderall and he's been up for the last 3 fucking weeks. It's starting to ooze out of his pores. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Seeing you in person, I was like,
well, they got rid of the M&Ms.
He does exist.
Right, but they're gone.
No, they have a lesbian M&M.
No, they got rid of it. It's Maya Rudolph now.
Just now.
Okay, we're going to talk about that, I suppose. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started...
It makes sense that she's a lesbian M&M that she was so fat.
Oh my God, he looks horrible.
Before we get started...
Because she's eating other female M&Ms. I'm not saying lesbians are fat.
Right.
Too much sugar.
Yeah. Big boned. M&Ms eat each other.
She was big boned.
Yeah,
all right,
big bone.
Let's do this. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com, become a member, support our work. As a member, you're helping us not just run the company, but also with our cultural endeavors and the weird things we do. We're opening a coffee shop. We're going to have physical locations. Of course, I did the weird skateboard thing where I got that company's logo they abandoned because they were woke, and we're going to do a lot of fun stuff. But as a member, you'll get access to uncensored members-only shows from this podcast, Timcast.RL, as well as Cast Castle, the vlog, Tales from the Inverted World. And we're going to have an uncensored members-only after this show as well, which will be up around 11 or so p.m. We record that after we wrap the live portion. So if you want to check out the uncensored version, go to timcast.com, become a member. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends. And we also have Luke Rutkowski joining us today.
Hey guys, today I'm wearing my Make America Florida shirt, which you could get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com because I'm moving to Florida tomorrow. Sorry, guys, but the Daily Wire gave me a deal I couldn't refuse.
Oh, really?
I'm leaving. Wow. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
I thought you were going to say I'm to Arizona because Carrie Lake.
No. I'm fiercely independent. I just launched a new business called I'mTheRealOG.com. So if you're in Florida, want to link up with me and want to check out my new business, I'mTheRealOG.com. Check it out if you're a real OG.
I can't believe you got that domain.
I know.
You said it was $5. The Real OG?
Really? The Real OG.
Anton, I definitely agree too, man. Dude, Tim Pool, the ultimate grifter, right? I mean, if you look up the word grifter, there's Tim Pool's face right in the dictionary. But I do like this guy, Luke, man. He always comes correct with the shirts, and he's got, I forget his website, but, he's got the bestpoliticalshirts.com, right? He always got, has good shirts, man. I'm a guy who likes merch. I would buy some of his shit. I haven't, though. Maybe I should. But enough of me talking. You guys didn't come here to hear that. You came here to watch some Tim Pool. Let's watch it.
I'mTheRealOG.com.
I'm surprised it's not a pot shop.
TheRealOG.com is like a spam website, so don't go on that one. It like hacks people's computers.
Oh my gosh!
Don't go on that one. I'mTheRealOG.com.
We got Ian hanging.
By the way, can I say one thing? By the way,
before we do, we should turn Steven's mic up a little bit.
Okay, I was going to say because you're coming in a little bit hot in my ears, and when you were saying OG, which I'm really happy to hear, but it was loud.
So do you want to maybe bring Steven's headset down a little and his mic up a little?
And one thing which camera am I talking into there? People who are watching the live stream on my YouTube channel channel or Rumble, it's only going to be the first 20 minutes. There's really no other way to reach you, like with a post, and then just head over. It's Timcast IRL, right?
YouTube.com/Timcast IRL.
Perfect. So
And you
all
can
of
add
you
us-
head over there now if you can, but in 20 minutes, it's not going to be here.
Or Timcast.com. We just have it embedded on the front.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That's easier.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here. The drama, personal stuff, I'm not really interested in as much as the contracts themselves. I've been thinking about this since 2006, 7, 8. Like, I'm similar to you, Stephen,
You
making
helped
internet
create,
videos.
can I say?
Maker Studios,
Maker,
yeah. I was only verbally, we would hang out, me and Ben Donovan and Dan Zapinski up in a hotel room talking about creating a union for web actors. Right. And it's evolved into now, it never really happened. And now I think there's a technical solution and we don't need to make paperwork necessarily. Because, I mean, I don't like
lower
trusting
that just a
people with
little bit
paperwork
real
anyway,
quick.
personally.
Yeah,
Curious to see
problem
what the
isn't so
chat's
much
looking
with,
like.
with paper itself.
70,000.
You don't like it?
No, my problem isn't so much with paper, but
it's
what
what's
it
printed
represents.
on
Yeah, it's
the
what's printed
paper.
on the
Who's
paper.
right?
Yeah.
Crowder?
No,
Daily Wire,
I remember I was
abstain.
with Maker, and then it kind
I'm
of
going
morphed into
abstain.
something where, the whole idea, right, was they were going to help protect you, get better advertising rates, and then, I said some things like, hey, we can't be repping you anymore. They turned into Studio something. I think they got purchased
Was
by
it Studio
Disney.
71?
Was that what it was? There were a couple of them, right, that were
Yeah.
out there. There was like Collab Studios. Was that the one that was called? I don't know.
We'll get into all that. I want to make sure everybody knows Kellen's here.
What's up, everybody? It's Kellen filling in for Serge. Let's get started, guys.
Yeah, so Serge misses flight, I guess, but we're all here and we're stringing it together with duct tape. And
Kellen's not duct tape.
No, he's good. Yeah, he's more like
I was definitely throwing you under the bus right off the bat.
It's that metallic airline tape.
That's better.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
yeah,
people
yeah.
see it and they get scared it's duct
Telling you
tape, but don't
sack
worry.
of dog crap.
I'll take.
Your duct tape.
One thing I can't stand, and they brought Gerald A. One thing I can't stand about Crowder, and I made a video about this, some time ago, but all of Crowder's producers and his, his team, that he brings with him or that's in his studio and they do his show on a daily basis, man, any little thing Crowder does, Crowder can itch his fucking arm and they go bananas, right? That to me is the fakest shit in the world. This is not about liking or disliking Steven Crowder. It's just like, dude, you got to get, better people around you and surround yourself with better people as opposed to all yes men, right? Periodically, guys, I'm just going to pause the video, make some comments. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say in the chat. But off the bat, man, we noticed Steven Crowder looking like complete dog shit, dude. Pale as a ghost. His hair's all fucked up. Looks like he hasn't shaved in, quite some time. Bags under his eyes. I mean, not looking good for Crowder off bat. All right, it's enough of me rambling. Let's jump back into it, though.
Yeah, double-sided, bitch.
But I got the fancy airline duct tape. I'll take it.
Reflective. Yeah.
All right, let's
Kroger brand duct tape.
Let's jump.
Equate. Go ahead.
Let's jump into this first story. We have this stopbigcon.com.
Yeah.
Louder with Crowder, Stop Big Con, Stay in Mug Club, or join anew. Enter your email below. So let's get started and talk about from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You, most people are familiar with the story.
Yeah.
I want to make sure as we get this started, I'll make this. I want to make sure there's important contextual understanding. People have asked why it's so important that, and why is everybody interested in this story? Why have we talked about it so much? First, I will say, well, I'm biased. I worked for big corporations. I've run my own company. I have this passion for how the media companies operate, how I operate my media company, my vision for the future. And I know so much about this. It's something I care about. When I hear about it, I'm just driven to want to understand more, talk about it, share these ideas. But it's more than just that. I just want to make sure that my bias is clear. It's that I, for one, have taken issue with the establishment media, the traditional media systems, how they operate with contracts. And so trying to build something different, I see what Crowder announced and what he's talking about, and I ideologically agree. So this conversation could change the shape of how media moves forward as the corporate media system is dying, firing people, laying people off, and an independent ecosystem is emerging with these networks. Which form is it going to take? It could go completely corporate, it could go completely independent, it could be a mix of both. But this is a conversation that is extremely important moving forward. So we're hanging out with Steven Crowder and Gerald, of course, to talk about all
understands
this.
the business side more. I don't really take care of the finances as much. But
What's the story here? What's the story?
Well, first off, let me set something up off the bat. I want to make sure that everyone here knows. Like, I know that you guys have made very clear that you're monetized on YouTube because you believe that you can fight against big tech by sort of operating to some degree within the rules. But you've been very transparent about it, and so I don't want you to think that is at all the same as what I have a problem with. And I mean, we can go back to a few things. Look, it really comes down to what's right. It really comes down to what the truth is. And this is something that's been a long time coming. Gerald actually came on as CEO because we're being batted around so long. This is years and years in the making. I get the point with corporate media. The issue that I have with many in the conservative side of this sphere is the fundamental misleading and dishonesty. That's what I have a problem with. And you see that here as this story took place. Kind of it started right where we released this video. We didn't, and it was just by design, didn't name names because there could be a litany of contracts that are similar to this. A lot of them are often verbal offers.
We mentioned it could have been Fox News for all anyone knew, and they're the corporate monolith.
There's about 4 or 5. I would say we have 4 or 5 offers, and then there are other investors who come into the space who just want to dump in a whole bunch of money. Daily Wire here outed themselves, and I understand that people are saying, well, people knew who it was. Well, that's because some of the people who were under those contracts said, yeah, I recognize those contracts. And Candace said on this show, I recognize the terms from my contract. Here's the thing. I said this is wrong. Penalizing conservatives, and I believe this to my absolute core, penalizing conservatives on behalf of big tech while taking money from people who are paying you, investing in you to fight big tech. That is what they're investing in. That is what Mug Club is investing in. That's what subscribers are investing in. While simultaneously penalizing conservatives is fundamentally wrong. I had that conversation and said, look, just please give me your word. You're not going to be doing this with other people who, as you well know, when you start in this industry, don't know better. Immediately after that, right, the conversation was, Crowder is making a big deal as a dick about money, right? Basketball money. $50 million a year was the implication, which you know is not true. People aren't saying that now. That's not what people have a problem with. What people have a problem with, I understand, is the idea of a phone call. And now the narrative has shifted to betrayal of a friend. That's what people want to say. I say less straw. I say this is something that I've watched, experienced for years, tried to give every possible out to do the right thing, and have tried to do the right thing in the way that we run our own business. Saw the gaslighting, the bully tactics that take place behind the scenes of other creators, and knew it wouldn't be myself. So now the narrative shifts to how could you record a phone call, betray a friend? Well, hold on a second. It was just about money. It was just, this is just business, and now it's, hey, we're really good friends. Well, which is it? I mean, you kind of have to pick a lane, right? Are we good friends, or are you sending out a boilerplate contract that you demand of it?
Oh, that's some horseshit right there, dude. You recorded. He's on, the record for, him and Jeremy, were good friends for years. Him and Ben Shapiro, good friends for years. Ben would go on his show. Crowder would go on Ben's show, and vice versa. And it's like, you guys would hang out at Christmas parties together, and now you're gonna, play it off like it's like not a big deal. And which one is it? It's like, come on, Crowder. We expect better, dude. We expect better. Sorry, I'm live on TikTok right now with my phone. Oh shit, my guitars are going off and crazy. Anyway, I just figured it's a good point to point out. Crowder is trying to, trying to talk himself out of this. I mean, you take that much Adderall, man. I feel like you would feel like you could talk yourself out of anything. So let's see how Crowder gets out of it.
Everybody, according to what they say, they have 110% penalties on behalf of big tech. And the issue with that is that it's dishonest. It's a tactic of the left. It's a tactic, the same kind of tactic that you see from the left, the gaslighting, where let me ask you this. If someone came out...
Real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. You said 110% penalty?
Yeah, you can see the contract right there. If you add them all up.
So
because there's boycott penalty or what? Yeah.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Tim knows he's
and this
lying.
is the issue. I made it clear it wasn't about me. It's about other people. It's about this being the fundamental practice. And by the way, it's not just Daily Wire, to be clear. This happens in this incestuous sphere across the board. What would you do? This is my question.
Real quick, let me ask. My concern is if people aren't familiar with the total context, you leave the Blaze, or in the process of, you're fielding offers. Mm-hmm. You receive a contract.
A term sheet, not a contract.
Yes, which people are semantically
a predecessor to a contract, but
which is basically the terms they're offering for a contract.
Right.
Some people have argued, but the point is, they basically said you will be penalized 25% if you get a strike.
No, if you're demonetized.
If you're demonetized.
Then another 20% if there's a strike. Then another 20%, I don't remember the numbers, for Facebook, for Spotify, but there's also another penalty if your sponsors get boycotted. There's also another penalty if you don't agree to 10%, if you deny 10% of the sponsors, which is probably like you, we probably accept 1 out of 5 sponsors. But let me just kind of go through this timeline really quickly. Go ahead.
For people who are trying to understand what's going on, it's basically the contract you received specifically outlined
term
YouTube.
Term sheet.
Yeah,
the term sheet you received.
I don't know if it matters.
Said YouTube.
You don't put something in a term sheet that you don't want in a contract.
Right.
Nope.
It said YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and Facebook.
Yeah.
Specifically, if these big tech companies are upset with you, we dock your pay.
Yes.
That's an important
Well,
distinction.
hold on. And not even dock his pay. I want to be very clear here. This is a production house. This is our budget that gets docked. Steven is not just taking... This is not basketball where you pay Kyrie Irving to go out and shoot hoops, right?
Sure.
You're paying an entire team of people to produce.
Before we get to that, like the finances,
let's go through the time.
I want to. Let me ask you this. If someone publicly was going, and by the way, I'm not going to be doing the personal stuff. I'm not going to be coming in here calling anybody a bitch, right? Sending out hatchet people.
That's a diss to Candace Owens.
I understand why Candace was mad. Honestly, I understand why she was mad. I'd probably be mad too. So I don't think it gives you an excuse to go and talk the way like every girl does who gets their husband into a fight at a bar. But I understand why she was upset.
Little passive aggressive dig.
If you had the ability, if someone going out and saying, "Hey, you're a difficult person who only cares about the money," and that you're a bitch, and you had the opportunity to clear it in because it was verifiably untrue, which now no one is arguing, would you do it? How else would people switch from it was about a $50 million salary to recording a phone call? Do we allow it when James O'Keefe does it? Is it only when corruption is on the side of the left? Dude. And here's the issue. Is I'll tell you who this hurts, the dishonesty. I'm not just saying Daily Wire. This is about the entire movement as a whole. There are a lot of practices that go on, and it hurts the sponsors, hurts the creators, hurts the viewers, hurts the investors. And by investors with us, it's entirely Mug Club. It's people who pay to subscribe. We don't make a dime off of YouTube. We haven't for many years. And it hurts if you believe what we say we believe, the movement in the country as a whole. So that right there, is fundamentally dishonest. And the gaslighting still keeps taking place. Candace Owens on this show said, hey, we all follow the same guidelines, right? We all follow the same. Crowder does too. That's verifiably false. And I'll say you can publicly audit this. We've had 4 strikes, right, since May, I think, 2021 to October 2022. One was the Mekhi Bryant. One was a sketch with Alex Jones. That one's guilty. One was
as charged.
One was him quoting the CDC. And by the way, none of this will get you in trouble because you can say this now. Him quoting the CDC.
I did, yeah.
Bringing up the CDC numbers on flu deaths for children versus COVID. And we were saying this is interesting science.
Hold on, Anton.
Right, that COVID kills more senior citizens, but for some reason it's significantly less lethal to young people, to infants. That science is accepted now, so you won't get a strike. But that was one of the strikes. The other was when we had Carrie Lake on in a gubernatorial election. 4. How many have taken place from Daily Wire? You guys, 0. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's a badge of honor. I'm not saying that it's a badge of honor to be suspended. If they came out and said, look, we demand, as Jeremy said in his 55-minute video, we demand that all of our creators follow these rules that YouTube and Facebook set through punitive practices in mandating of our creators to do so. And Crowder's a little bit more of a rebel. You know what? He's been banned for 4 times. And that's not the same kind of, that's not a problem. The problem is saying that we all follow the same rules because so that's all publicly verifiable. Now, I could tell you guys that behind the scenes, I've had many conversations with senior YouTube executives who say, we might be able to get you remonetized if you kind of play ball like these guys, Daily Wire, and insert other people here. I could tell you that, but would you believe me? Would I have to provide receipts? I could tell you that takes place. That hurts the creators out there who they end up, hitting a glass ceiling that is set, the sandbox that is mandated of their creators. The same thing happens with sponsors.
Well, let me ask you real quick. What does that mean, play ball?
All right, so I see. Yeah, so he was saying dishonest. I believe he was just referring to Candace Owens coming on here and just making, what in his mind was making false claims about him and what was going on. But it's Crowder's good, dude. Candace. I don't agree with everything what Candace Owens does or says, but one thing I did agree with Candace Owens was that. She said, and she had pointed out how Crowder was a child actor. And we're seeing that, on full display here on the Tim Pool Show here tonight. He's good, dude. He is fucking good. He's been doing this forever. He's a seasoned vet at this. He can, come on a camera, look you in the face, and potentially be lying to you, and that's, you don't want that in your hosts, right? It's just like all this drama, man. It's just like, come on, bro, like put on a fucking show. That's all we want is you to put on a show. With all this other fucking bullshit, the contract, this and Candace Owens and Jeremy and the Daily Wire, all that's irrelevant, man. Just put on a fucking show. Just do what you're good at. And I get it. You're looking at, or quote unquote, you say you're looking out for other creators, and you want a better way for people to come up and have a chance when they, are coming up through, big tech and the content creation world. But it's like, dude, this guy, I don't know, dude. It's just like, I have a hard time buying what he's selling. Although he is good, it's just like I see through the bullshit. It's like you can't bullshit a bullshit. I'm sure a lot of you feel that way at home. Let's just keep watching, though.
Obviously, you're paraphrasing, but
yeah, paraphrasing. Titles, subjects, not talk about this subject or not talk about it in this way.
Yeah.
Maybe soften. Don't use these words. Maybe change this a little bit. This happens a lot, right, behind the scenes, and that makes it impossible for independent content creators. The same thing happens, by the way. So that's gaslighting that you see right there. We all follow the same rules. It was about money, then it's about a phone call with sponsors. Look.
But if I could ask you, did YouTube reach out to you and say, "Hey, do you want to play ball with us?"
We have conversations all the time with YouTube.
Got it.
Matter of fact, I can tell you that. Here's the thing. I'm not going to be providing receipts to people who don't want to be involved. Right? Yeah. There's a difference between single-party consent state and wiretapping. You don't rope people in who are victims, but if it's an entity that you believe is predatory, that's the difference. There are good people at YouTube. There are some good people there who want, but their hands are tied. And guess what? Everyone else's hands are tied. If you say, hey, we're all trying to fight this system that exists, but you're not. You're mandating that you exist within the system. Only one person is saying, hey, you know what? If you want to be monetized and you don't, that's fine.
This is the issue I have with Crowder. It's like you're talking about fighting a system, and it's like, bro, for the last fucking however long it's been, since 2008, since you came on the scene, you've done nothing but promote your show and do your show on YouTube and Facebook and Spotify. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Just because now you're done with the blaze. Someone said it best the other day. They said this is the first time. It might have been, honestly, Candace Owens, but I don't think it was. Maybe it was. I don't know. Someone have to double check that. But she said it best, dude. Or somebody said it best. But they were essentially saying that this is the first time Crowder is by himself and he doesn't know what to do, man. He's like, a person, he's like a homeless person, man, right? Like just very vulnerable out there, just confused. And the way he's going about everything, man, it's just very obnoxious, very loud. And, that's, I see a couple people in the chat saying, they used to like Crowder. I used to like Crowder too, man, full disclosure. I used to, really enjoy Crowder until all this bullshit. And really, honestly, before that, really within the last year and a half or so, I would say, just a lot of consistent patterns I've noticed with Crowder. I mean, from the lies and the fight big tech and this, that, and the third. I don't want everyone to get lost in what Crowder is saying here tonight. The main thing I'm trying to, instill in everyone's minds here is that Crowder, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, all of these guys and gals are fucking grifters at the end of the day, and they will do anything, like I said at the top of the show. They will do anything and say anything for the next dollar, right? Just this whole thing is fucking unreal. But let's keep watching, man.
Fine. And one is saying you have to fit into this box.
Very important context to this is, obviously, after you put out the first video, I've talked with a bunch of my friends, and they said, look, the Daily Wire is trying to run a business. If he gets banned off YouTube, how are they going to sell ads? How are they going to do the sponsorships? Where his views are gone.
Yeah.
And I've seen people tweet, all of Crowder's views come from YouTube anyway, so he'd basically be unmonetizable if he was banned. And then I point out, first of all, that's just categorically false.
Yeah, it's not true.
Because Rumble exists. And
Ben streamed there for the first time today.
And this is an important context. The contract you were offered says Facebook, Apple, I said YouTube, Apple, Facebook, Spotify, but it didn't mention any of your views from any other platforms. And there's Google Podcasts. They get views. I know the numbers. Obviously, it's not the same as say Apple, but it's interesting to me that for a lot of people, like Dan Bongino, for instance, had more subscribers on Rumble than YouTube.
Yeah,
it's interesting then that their attitude is, if you're banned from YouTube, it's a 20% fee reduction, which you mentioned includes your staff
25.
salary. 25.
And then 25 for and then another 20. It's 45. In other words, for us, right off the bat. And this is the thing. I said, like, is this an accident? Like, in other words, okay, we're good.
But let me
friends. But hold on a second. Does anyone here have a problem? Do you not believe me when I say we haven't been monetized on YouTube for 3 years? You all know that, right?
Of course.
Literally,
and we're not that close.
0 days, or did you have?
So what happened is we were demonetized. How many years ago? Then someone accidentally remonetized us for like 4 months, and then demonetized. And then demonetized again. We were like, "What happened?" And they were like, "Yeah, actually, no, sorry, you're demonetized again." I was like, "Well, skunked again."
So what did we do to get monetized, basically?
But of course, they can't answer, right?
I want to make sure this point is made clear for everybody because this is a very important part of the argument. When I heard it, if the point is you can't sell ads or build an audience because YouTube banned you, and that's it. But you're getting 85% or more views on Rumble. The question is, why no penalty for getting banned from Rumble? why is Rumble not a consideration in the contract at all? And why don't they simply say comparable views instead of the platform? Like, if for every million views per day you lose, we dock you X%.
I can answer you that question exactly. Because
so what happened?
It's fundamental to the business model. And I was informed of that. It is fundamental. In other words, there are plenty of options out there, right? He can tell you. I get excited when I walk out of them and go, hey, how many people were tuning in live on YouTube? How many on Rumble? They go, oh, it's tipped. There are more people on Rumble. Sure, I've been on YouTube for a long time, since 2006. But it doesn't mean that they don't change.
2006,
right? And the issue is,
wrong.
I think it's a great thing to use these platforms. There's a huge difference, by the way, between being monetized and being on the platform.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if we believe what we say, we have to be trying to get to the point where we know that fast forward 5 years, you can't speak the truth on YouTube, certainly not if you want to be monetized. But there's this jockeying for position with people who they see as competition. And the issue here that I've always made clear is the locking in of these punitive contracts that mandate and enforce big tech policies and guidelines as a matter of business. And that hurts creators. And the same thing, by the way, when we're talking about misleading practices with sponsors, there's no problem, right? And this is all publicly verifiable. I want you guys to be able to audit this so that there don't have to be as many receipts provided. You market your channel, right? I think we probably have some ads running right now, like Spotify.
Tim
like,
is the most.
If you like the show, tune on
Tim
Spotify.
is the biggest fence sitter ever. No,
there's a big difference.
JT, he will not push back. This is
play.
the extent of his pushback
you can do that,
right
that's
here.
Fine. If you want to grow your numbers. But
what is that?
So pay to play means that you can buy views, right? You can pay to play. You can run your video as a pre-roll ad, and people see that number. But really, a lot of them are 14-second views, 8-second views, but it still clicks that counter. The closest apples to apples comparison that you could do right now is you could go out and take, like, let's say, not this controversy because there's cross-pollination, but Ben Shapiro's a huge show. Of course he is. But go take some videos there right now that have 1 million plays. Go month after month. Take a bunch of them. Look at the likes. Look at the comments. Take videos from my channel. It's comparable plays. Take them with 800,000, 600,000 plays because we've converted them a lot to Rumble. Look at the likes, look at the comments. It's startling because it's a lot easier to buy plays than it is to buy likes and comments. That's not a problem.
Wait, are you saying that the Daily Wire is buying views for their content?
I'm saying that they run the videos. This happens not just Daily Wire, to be clear. Stop Big Con is designed because of this entire industry. And what happens is, yes, these views get inflated. There's nothing wrong with running ads to increase the video count. The problem is this. When that is used to then go out and set sponsorship rates. And then, this is what happens with creators. When you sit down with sponsors, and these are hard-earned dollars, right? A lot of them are mid-sized companies. You run them on this show, and they say, yeah, but you know what? We didn't get our money's worth, and this person is the #1 show. Because they go out and they say that they have these numbers, and they set what happens? They drop those rates across the board, which hurts everybody, or they pull out altogether. Now, you can publicly verify that information. Now, I could tell you guys that I've had conversations with sponsors that say, we're not going to be running in the conservative space because it's just not as effective as we thought it was, or you know what, we're going to be pulling out. And content creators who say, why am I getting these low advertising rates? Here's the issue. If you're some kid, and by kid, I mean, you could be a 40-year-old with a smaller podcast. Let's say you get 250,000 plays. Not as big, but good numbers. Let's say you get 500,000 plays, right? Good numbers, but they're real. And you are
He's very good at saying a lot of things very fast and then moving on. And Tim Pool, bro, as an interviewer, where are you, my guy? You're just letting him say all this shit, and you're not, and JT alluded to this earlier, man, not even pushing back, bro. I mean, he's saying a whole bunch of shit. Like, that was huge right there. He's saying people essentially just buy their fucking views and then set the fucking tone for sponsors and ad rates. Sorry, I'm looking over at my TikToks right now. So they're able to buy their views and then set the tone for sponsorships later on. And Tim just and he used the Daily Wire as one example, and he said many others, of course. First of all, it's a huge dig at the Daily Wire, pretty much saying that, everything, majority of the shit that they do is completely fucking bought. But where's Tim Pool, man? I mean, there's absolutely no pushback from Tim. Fucking fence-sitting, milk fucking toast Tim Pool. At it again. Nowhere to be found. We need a Tim Pool fucking sighting effect here on the show. Unreal, guys. Steven Crowder is explaining himself away here, and Tim Pool looks like he's just going to let him go. Great fucking host you are, Tim.
And you're trying to grow this. And then all of a sudden, your content, YouTube is saying, can't say that, can't do that because of the box that's being created by all of these companies in big conservatism. And then you're trying to make it, right? You're trying to make it something that is financially solvent. And you can't because sponsors no longer have faith in this side of the industry. That is something that hurts those creators. And this is something so the creators are hurt, the sponsors are hurt, the viewers are hurt because I just want to finish this one, and then any questions you have. The viewers are hurt because they feel isolated. They feel like their views are not represented, right? They go, hold on a second, I'm conservative. Why are none of the top people saying whatever it is? X, Y, Z. And the investors are hurt. And I don't mean billionaires. In our case, it's people who invest when they sign up for Mug Club. They are paying us because they say, we know that you're demonetized. We know that you don't run nearly as many sponsors. You're very selective. And we think we are giving you our dollar in faith because we think that you are fighting for us. Imagine, let me give you one final parallel world there. Imagine if we left the blaze, okay? And this, again, the issue is that everyone is demanded to sign these exact same contracts. That's what they said. They've been very, very clear about that.
There's no imagining. You did leave the blaze.
Imagine if Mug Club leaves the blaze. And let's say we come back 2-3 months, okay?
Fuck you talking about?
And we come back, and all of a sudden, I don't talk about vaccines in the way that I used to. All of a sudden, I don't talk about election integrity like I used to. All of a sudden, I don't host Carrie Lake in the same way that I used to, or host her at all. And all of a sudden, all the parodies, the sketches, the sweeping epic, like a parody of Saving Private Ryan, or There Will Be Blood, or Schindler's List, whatever it is. You don't see any, change my mind. You don't see any of those anymore, but you see 4 or 5 live reads. I'd be the definition of a sellout. And I would be selling out the people who paid for something different. Only one group of people here is saying, you have to fit into this box. I'm saying, you got to let some people let the freak flag fly. I don't care if you want to be monetized or not. Don't lock people and punish them on behalf of big tech when you claim that you are fighting them. And it is everywhere. And it's disheartening.
I'll tell you a story. I think the people who have watched my content consistently know about this. It was called, some refer to it as ad rights sales, ad rights buying. Back in the early 2010s, these up-and-coming digital media outlets would sell the rights. What they would do is they would buy the rights to views. Mm-hmm. So let's say you're a company called like badbehavior.com. Some word that represents people.
Why'd you pick one that is clearly going to direct people to hardcore pornography?
All right, let's just say
goodbehavior.com.
Skittles and Rainbows website, okay? And
same
big okay
bodacious M&M's website.
Right. Let's say you're a big brand and you get about 30 million views per month. Mm-hmm. That's not going to cut it. You can sell a premium idea. There would be these low tier websites. You've seen them before. You'll see an ad and it'll say, guess what this celebrity looks like now. You click it. Mm-hmm. And then it'll say, here's the celebrity throughout 25 years. And every photo has 50 ads, and you click next, and it loads a new page with 50 ads. What they're doing is harvesting views.
Right.
So then, this website that nobody knows the name of, nobody visits, tricks you into collecting a view. They then sell the rights to those views to a premium network. The premium network then goes to advertisers and says, our network gets 200 million views per month. Right. And if you advertise with us, you are in that network. And in reality, you only get 30, but they bought the rights to those
meanwhile,
ads.
there's some kid who's actually getting 10 million views, right? Meanwhile, there's some kid, and he doesn't get the same advertiser rates because he gets burned. And then those kids drop out. Does anyone ever wonder why the burnout rate is so high in this industry? There's so many good people. You can go back to when I was on PJTV in 2009. People who I worked with, good, solid people who, by the way, had skin in the game, who had a lot to lose. And you'll never hear from them again because they just go, I'm out. They get disenfranchised. They get disenchanted. And that's the issue. Look, it doesn't affect me. I'll be fine either way. But we've always talked about building a bench. And
I have to ask the question, guys. Over under the amount of milligram Adderall Steven Crowder's on. I'm going to say over 90. Steven Crowder's over 90 milligrams of Adderall. He doesn't look good. This is my biggest thing for me. I'm not sure about any of you, but when somebody is making a statement and addressing the public, you can always tell how much of a liar they are about how many times they look you in the face, look you in the eye. And in this instance, it would be looking in the camera. Steven Crowder is doing everything but looking in the camera. He's looking down, he's looking up, he's looking, to the side, he's looking at his fingernails. This isn't good, man. This isn't good. Like a lot of what he's saying is a lot. It sounds good, right? But it's a whole bunch of meaningless shit, really, at the end of the day, man. Again, it's just another way to get people over to his mug club in the disguise of I'm fighting big tech and I'm fighting the man and I'm fighting all these corporate this, that, and the third. I'm doing it for the little guy. Like, it's just like, when is enough enough? Sorry, TikTok. and I keep hitting my soundbite there, but I'm trying to go live on TikTok. I'm trying to get as many people involved as I can to watch this fucking horseshit. Sorry I keep pausing, but I just feel like it's important to really kind of staple and pinpoint where we're at, because he talks fucking a mile a minute. Like, you thought Candace Owens talked fast. I think, with the amount of Adderall this guy is on, he might be talking quicker than Candace Owens. And that, to me, is actually pretty impressive. But let's keep watching.
I've always talked about wanting to be able to pass the torch. It's not possible to do this way. And, by the way this is true is right now I have said I don't want to do this. Again, I've been thinking about this for a long time, trying to work behind the scenes, trying to work within the system, until I realized there's just no interest in doing it that way. And then you say, okay, is our move, this is why we lose. Conservatives wonder, what the hell, with the midterms, what the hell happened? Why do you think? Why do you think people
Hitler
like
in the
Lindsey
bunker.
Graham, like Mitch McConnell, nothing personal against them, why do you think that there are people out there and you go, how do they not get voted out? Why do you think these are our decisions for speaker? These are our choices. Why do you think you constantly lose? Because the people who really do want to be the vanguard at the cutting edge, they burn out and they leave because they can't compete against it. And that's the issue.
I got to tell you, man, I make this point all the time where I just say, for all the people who are claiming I'm a grifter or I only want money and that I don't really
I'm claiming you're a grifter. Wait, let's see what he's got to say.
Believe the things I'm fighting for. I'm like, it would be so much easier to sell everything, shut it all down, and just buy some properties, rent them out, and not have to worry about any of this.
Take money and shut.
That's the fucking. That's what you're gonna go with, Tim. It would be way easier for me to stop everything. No, it wouldn't, Tim. Tim Pool makes like $10,000 at least a fucking night when he live streams. You tally that up from a week's worth of live streaming, you're talking about at least conservatively like $50,000. It wouldn't be easier, Tim. Then how would you fucking make money, bro? Like this is your job. Like. I hate that argument, bro. That shit pisses me off. Oh, it'd be way easier for me to fucking quit and just... Well, then quit, dude. If it's way easier, then quit, bro. Especially Tim Pool. Like, you don't really put your neck on the line all that much, Tim. You have guests on, and you don't fucking push back at all. I mean, I know I'm not the only one seeing that. Oh my God, these guys, dude, they really know how to talk, and I guarantee a lot of people after this interview, they're gonna fucking sign up for that damn fucking mug club. You watch, Crowder's gonna be fucking booming. Let's keep watching.
Shut up, right?
Take money and shut up. But it's not about what's easy.
Yeah.
It's about what matters.
Yeah. And by the way, we want you guys to make money. We want every conservative in this space to run a profitable business. That's what I run. I own a wine
started
business.
Manuka honey back there.
Yeah, exactly. We want people to make as
got the
much
good
money
stuff.
as humanly possible, but do it honestly. And just be honest with people about how you're going to spend that money as well.
Well, there's the
no
issue
problem.
too. Again, where you're talking about honesty, is it just friends or is it just business? You kind of have to pick one. Is it a lash out or is it premeditated? You kind of have to pick one. Look, let's
yeah,
go ahead.
I do want to talk about the friend versus business thing, but I do want to first jump into a segment where we can talk about $50 million. The big narrative that we were hearing about your argument.
Well, it's not anymore, right? They changed it to the
Right.
phone call. That
Now
was the
it's-
initial narrative, which was a lie. That's a tactic of the left.
Well, so
Gaslight.
let's do the context here.
Yeah.
It wasn't a tactic of the left. It was Jeremy and Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. Last time I checked, the farthest things, at least they claim to be the farthest things from the left. It wasn't the left. You recorded a phone call. You're a piece of shit for that, dude. I don't know about you guys in the chat. I don't record phone calls. Call me crazy. Call me old-fashioned. I don't know. Maybe I'm not with the times. Maybe that's just what people do. The left. I hate these fucking conservative grifters, man. They blame everything on the left. It's time to take accountability, Crowder. You recorded a phone call, you fucked up. Say sorry.
You put out a video, you mentioned, look at these fees. It's,
I never mentioned money outside of what I believe were immoral penalty fees. I never talked.
Right.
You've never heard me say, "Hey, not enough money was offered." That's not what it's about.
So when we first were watching the show and we talked about it, I said, "What's the fee? We don't know." And then the Daily Wire's response, of course, was, "We offered this guy $50 million."
Basketball money.
Basketball money. The response then from detractors and most people was, "Holy crap!" And they're imagining Steven Crowder in a big private bank vault diving into a bunch of gold coins. When in reality, the $50 million included the entire budget for your whole staff, your whole production facility, every production you would have done. Meaning, you've got to pay, how many employees do you have?
About 25, soon to be 30-something.
Soon to be 30-something. Now, if you want to do production on a skit, we're talking maybe 30 to 50K, depending on the size of the skit.
Yeah. Every time we show up to do a change my mind, it's $50,000.
Security,
millions in legal each
camera
year,
work.
millions of dollars in
every
equipment, payroll, millions of dollars in taxes. It's the merging of What was that?
It's theft.
Yes, I completely agree.
But let me just say,
wheelhouse.
I'm on your side on this one. Everybody can know my bias. The reason that really bothered me is because I run a company. I know how much money we make. And there are people who assume that revenue equals money in your pocket profit. And it's like, no. If they're giving him $50 million, it sounds so wonderful.
They're assuming you're dumb. They're treating the audience like they're dumb. Again,
well, no. A lot of people don't.
But here's the thing.
Understand this.
People don't understand because they're assuming that you won't go and do research. Look, $50 million basketball money versus $12 million. If let's say Marvel says, I don't know, the new Thor movie is $200 million. Is that Hemsworth's salary? It's that simple of an analogy.
Yeah.
But the issue here, and I'll let Gerald kind of talk about that more. The issue here is like, I think that these people at Daily Wire, they've said that they're very business savvy. They're running a business. So, are they very business savvy? Are they dumb and don't know that $12.5 million a year for an entire production house is what we're actually looking at? Or are they lying when they say it's basketball money and $50 million salary? I think Candace Owens at one point got up to like 140 or something on the. I don't.
So
really,
you said you wanted $30 million a year or 140.
And the
million.
only reason people know that's not true, and you've seen the transcript. You ever see me once say, "Hey, it's about more money"? There was never an offer sent after I said, "Look, it's a non-starter if you don't change these terms, and please tell me that you're not doing this with other people." There was never anything after that where it was.
So really quickly, JT over on the YouTube chat, TikTok, by the way, what's going on? We are just watching the live Tim Pool, Steven Crowder interview taking place right now on YouTube, giving you guys our thoughts and opinions. But JT over on the YouTube chat says, did Crowder counteroffer? I heard he did, but not sure if that's true. Yes, Crowder did counteroffer for, I think the counteroffer was I heard $140 million was the counteroffer, and Daily Wire came back and they said no dice, man. We can't. I mean that's preposterous, bro. I mean, like, professional Patrick Mahomes doesn't even make fucking $140 million. Like, come on, dude. You know, you're a TV talk show host on YouTube. What do you need $140 million for? You're not something like, if you're Alex Jones, I could see, all right, maybe $150 million, right?
I'm kind of retarded.
But you're Steven Crowder. Like, you know, what's the extent of your fighting? You know, like, what are you fighting? And a lot of the shit that he's talking about, dude, like, to change my minds, okay, they are okay. But the skits that he's talking about, I guarantee people would be quite all right if the skits stopped. Because a lot of those skits are just fucking cringe, dude. Ugh. I watched them, especially over the last 2 years. I mean, they just really just, it's just like, it yells of, I'm trying so hard to fucking stay relevant. I don't know. Let's keep watching this fucking asshole.
Of course, the non-starter is, I can't do 5 live reads because we do commercials.
I just want to ask one specific question, because a lot of people are bringing this up and they're accusing you guys of only exposing them after they turned down your counteroffer. Is that true, or can you add more information to that?
Yeah, I don't know why they're saying the timeline that he kind of gave was completely inaccurate.
Yeah, there was never any counter offer from us. What Steven said was basically, look, guys, these are the terms that we have a problem with.
Right.
And if this, I don't care what the contract says dollar-wise. If these terms are in there, that's bad, and you need to start again. This has to be pulled out.
So there was no counteroffer, because I'm seeing a lot of you guys say...
There was the agent, I think my agent, they sent this term sheet. The agent said, well, if you're talking about 100% ownership, by the way, in perpetuity, forever, meaning, and it's a 6-year contract with no option to negotiate. They have an option to extend for 2 years. 6 years, locked in at that rate. And again, how do you penalize someone for money that they don't make? They're not going to lose money on you being demonetized. Now, I get that I'm a special situation, but they said this is demanded of everybody. The big con issue is something that I've been running up against, and everyone in this industry knows for many, many years. They just were arrogant enough to out themselves and to put it in writing and to say, we know how to run this business. We figured it out. You don't know what you're talking about. And, of course, after that, another last straw was, then going and trying to take our social media director, and I only showed you that email because he's willing for me to show you. Like, we have our people poached all the time. When you have your ideas stolen and they put more money behind it, not just mine, when you build someone up and someone else comes in and says, hey, we'll offer you more money, they use them for 6 months and burn them out, I'm sure that's an accident. I'm sure the people at the top of Daily Wire didn't know when they reached out to someone who was not looking for a job, who loudly and proudly advertises himself as social media director for Louder with Crowder. But I could tell you that on that phone call, they said, we have an entire social media department, right? I said, I have one guy, Gary, and he's awesome. A few days later,
I do want to dedicate more time.
Did Gary join Daily Wire?
Well,
No, they came in and tried to hire him.
I want
he's not looking for a job.
to dedicate some more time to go starting from the beginning of the context of that story. But I wanted to address something before Luke jumped in.
How dare you, Luke?
Yeah, how dare you, Luke?
I got to Florida.
No.
Go to Florida.
I'm sitting
that
here.
was a good question. I'm not saying it. I'm I want to put a tack in this. And one of the big things we're hearing is a friend. You guys were friends, and the recording of the phone call and stuff. And thinking about the contract. 4-year contract with option to renew for 2, locking you in at that rate, 12.5, including the entirety of your staff. And it's just business, and I'm kind of like, I hear that. It's not something friends offer their friends.
No, is it boilerplate? We send this to everybody? Or is it a friend? You know what it costs to have a lawyer mark up a term sheet? It ends up being thousands of dollars, especially when it's like, hey, look, hit select all, delete. None of this makes sense. This isn't for someone who's been demonetized. But the problem, and that's when it came down to, you heard in that phone call. I said, take me out of it, right? This is not the right fit, period. I knew that. Please tell me that these are not the terms that are demanded. Penalties that you are monetized on YouTube, that you remain on Facebook, that you stay in. Please tell me these are not the terms that are demanded of everybody. And I said, those were the last words. And he said, yeah, maybe I'll take it under advisement. And then you go, okay, all right, this is where we are. There's no hope for the movement if we claim to be fighting big tech and we sell out the people who are paying us to do so and fighting on behalf of big tech. I'm sorry, it is something, it's wrong.
Earlier in the show, you mentioned that I think you mentioned this in the show that you were in Hollywood, you were doing the standard talent route, and then you decided to come out on YouTube as a conservative, and it basically cost you a lot. You lost your manager. You don't come off to me as a lot of Candace was on the show and she said he's doing it for money. It's so obvious. Why can't people see it? And I'm thinking about that, and I'm like,
do you believe that?
No, I don't.
Well, they're accusing you of counter offering.
But I understand that. But the first thing I thought was, I'm like, Crowder's already rich. You know what I mean? Like, I understand people are looking at contracts and money.
Not really like you'd think. I mean, if they want to do personal tax returns and business tax returns and the charitable givings, we can do that.
Yes, release your fucking taxes. You fucking slimy outer all pig. Release the taxes, bro. Oh, he's gonna claim poor amount. Oh, Crowder's poor, guys. Sign up to his mug club. He's poor. He's got the can out, dude. Fucking A, guys. Holy shit. Now he's crying fucking poor mouth. This guy probably makes... What's Crowder's net worth? Let's look that up really fast, and then we'll continue playing this video. But holy fuck, dude. Sorry, I had to get my charger plugged... my phone plugged in. My phone was dying. But let's see. Steven Crowder net worth. Let's see. Steven Crowder net worth. I got one article here that says 10 mil. Right there, Steven Crowder net worth $10 million, which is, I mean, I don't know about you. I don't have $10 million. That's a pretty fucking nice chunk of change, dude, if you ask me, But I seen another one here. Let's see. I seen another one. Oops. Steven Crowder net worth. I seen something that says... what is Steven Crowder's net worth and salary? Steven Crowder is a Canadian-American actor. Keep that in mind, everybody. He is an actor. Candace Owens was right about that. And comedian who has a net worth of $20 million. Net worth $20 million. So this one's saying 10 mil, and another one is saying 20 mil. So we'll just average the two out. We'll say $15 million, right? And he doesn't have money he's claiming. Jesus fuck, dude. Release the taxes, Crowder. We want you to release your taxes. If you ever want to fucking work in this industry again, you release the damn taxes, you son of a bitch. Oh, man, that is beyond me, dude. I sit there and fucking, Corey Feldman is worth $10 million. Wow. That's beyond me, dude. For people, I mean, that's like a slap in the face to people who work paycheck to paycheck, right? It's like... What the fuck, man? All right, let's keep watching this fucking horse fucking shit worth of an interview. Tim Pool fucking doing as much pushback as fucking... I don't know. Let's think of Brian Stelter. There it is. Tim Pool does as much pushback as Brian Stelter on a good day. Let's keep watching.
This is
we can do that. We
again.
can do it through a third party and seal them because I get private information. We can do that. Gerald will tell you.
This is again, people like why I care about the subject matter so much.
Yeah.
Running this business and making lots of money. I often say, for a guy like me, who growing up in Chicago and being close to the bottom of the totem pole as an American, which is great for the rest of the world. I mean, for the rest, America's awesome.
Right.
The poorest person is wealthy compared to everybody else.
Right.
But there's a certain point in terms of having things that I could have ever wanted, and it's a very, very low bar.
Right.
I'm making it once I got hired by Disney, the Disney Fusion, they're paying me $250K. I'm staring at money I have no idea what to do with.
Right.
Beyond that, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do everything I can.
But this is the thing. The dialogue shifted to money, 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 money. You heard me say this is wrong, and then it's money, 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 just a business. And then it's this is wrong. Money, 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 this is just a business. Look, it's not just a business. And by the way, when you're talking about business, find out what motivates the people you're in business with. I'm not motivated by money. That's not what motivates me. If you look back at the track record in 2009, it was because I wanted to see the system burn, meaning as far as the system that kept conservatives in line. And I mean the liberal system, but then when you realize that it's on your own side, I'm not motivated by money. And by the way, don't leave someone with nothing to lose. The easiest situation is take the money, shut up. Second easiest is go bet on yourselves. You've seen the numbers that we've given you there. And guess what? You make more money, you shut up. The option of say no and say, look, this is wrong, and speak out is significantly harder than any of the other paths.
The two things I want to say is, my point on the money was I view you in a similar way, that you're ideologically driven, that if you have the resources to do what you want to do and you're living comfortably and taking care of your family, beyond that, I don't see you as the kind of guy who's like, I don't have an infinity pool and 3 Ferraris in my garage. So when they say Crowder is just...
What's the infinity pool? Is that the
edge?
It's where the edge goes off, like, and so,
it looks like a horizon.
I have no idea.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind
into
one.
a sewer. That's
right. But the question is, if you had the choice between an infinity pool and a young, a talented personality who is going to help change the shape of this country for the better, I think you're going to choose to change the shape of this country for better. That's my view of you.
100%. I had to tell this guy that it was okay to buy a reasonably priced shotgun.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. True. This is not me like standing.
Well, he is Canadian.
We've been friends. We've been friends for a while. Steven can tell me at any point to go pound sand, right? So I'm not kissing up. It's just like he's like, guys, I want to buy this shotgun. And I'm thinking,
Benelli M4.
Oh, Gerald, you're not kissing up, Gerald. You do nothing but kiss up. I spoke about this before the interview started, man. All Gerald does, if Crowder could fucking look at Gerald and just like snicker, right? And Gerald will go crazy. He'll just laugh as if Crowder told the best joke ever. It's not even funny. Kiss up, dude. What do you know about kissing up? He's writing your checks. You would kiss up. All these fucking guys do is lie. It makes me sick. And I got to down a whole fucking bottle of Gentleman Jack to even fucking get through this thing. Jesus. Oh, God. Is anyone else pulling out their hair tonight, man? I mean, this is fucking insane.
It's a good one. I got one.
Though, right?
I got one.
Do you have the H2 over?
I have the foldable stock.
Hey, look,
I want.
No.
Is it basketball money? Crazy expensive? No, it's not, right? And so
everyone in America deserves a shotgun.
A Benelli too.
A Benelli.
We went to
it was 2.5
We were in Texas together, and you were there when I bought it.
But we were at a shop out here. Luke said, "Hey, you should buy that. It's really great." I buy it, and then he goes, "I want it. I want it instead."
Was it a Benelli?
And then I was pissed off because I was like, I didn't think. I was like, I should have bought this. And then he bought it before me. And I'm like, wait.
So wait, hold on. This is fun because this is.
We had a whole argument.
John was with. By the way, how many people are watching right now?
150,000 ish.
158
on our channel. 158,000.
158,000.
Is that a
158,000?
That's just on your channel. That's why we're still streaming on ours. Right?
I think second highest number we've ever done.
Okay.
Just on our YouTube alone. Did you want to make a point?
No, it wasn't really a point. It was the Benelli M4, right? So what happened is
did you guys catch that one? How many people were watching? 158. Is that a good number? All Crowder sees, all Crowder thinks about, all he hears. And when he thinks about 158,000, he's thinking about, damn, my mug club is gonna be popping. I wish I had 158,000 people in my chat right now. Holy shit, make my life so much easier. But I do appreciate all of you who have tuned in tonight. You guys have made fucking tonight epic as hell, man. The Crowder Tim Pool podcast interview of 2023. The best show of the year so far. Filled with lies, filled with deceit. We bring it to you here live on this Monday, January. What is today's date? The 28th or some shit? 23rd. Wow, it's 5 days off. Holy shit, I gotta lay off this gentleman jack, huh? All right, let's keep watching this fucking fool keep digging himself into a hole. Steven Crowder, Tim Pool. Take it away.
I really want it, but they're not cheap. And I was like, you know what? I can't justify buying this. You can go buy it online. And so I was talking with Gerald and Johnny Boy, who you met, my Canadian friend. I said, okay, you know what? If I go into it, because they're like unicorns, they sell out right away. I said, if I go into a gun store to pick up something up or something, and it happens to be there, that's God telling me He wants me to have a Benelli M4. And I went to go pick up some transfers from Walther, and lo and behold, I see one there, just came in, and it's the H2O version, the Cerakoted version. And I don't think you were with me, but Johnny Boy was. And I was like, I still don't think I can justify it.
Anton, you'd be surprised, Anton. $158,000. I guarantee there's probably at least, I would say at least 10,000 people tonight off this stream alone that will sign up. And that's a win for Crowder.
Any tool that you want to learn something with, like a guitar too.
You times that by, what was his mug club running while he was on the Blaze? What was that, $99.99 a month, or a year rather? It's like $100 a year. 10,000 times 100. What's that, fucking 100 grand? Something like that.
In 2009,
I was never too good at math, but I'm pretty sure it's 100 grand.
Is holding you back or something to the effect, and then you eventually realize it's on your side.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I look over to Luke because Luke's the guy who's been screaming since 2006. Like, the Republican machine is lying to you all the same. The powers that were being given to the intel agencies and the establishment will be used against you. Yeah. Here we are.
Well, here's the thing. You're absolutely right. And let's be honest, right? How can you change all that yourself? You're doing the best that you can, right? But there's only so much that you can do. The difference is right now, at this point, an inflection point in history, as it relates to right-wing conservative media, I can do something. I can't change the intelligence agencies. But you know what? When I ask Carrie Lake on the show, I say, would you disband the FBI? Yeah, I would. Boom. Gone. Suspended. I can do something about that. I can't change the CIA or the FBI. You're probably more effective with that than I am. I'm an entertainment guy. I was a guy telling jokes in clubs, having beer bottles thrown at me when I was 17 years old, voicing, a black bear who was the best friend of an aardvark when I was 12, which is clearly derived from hallucinogenic drugs.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's funny. I had to do the Kwanzaa rep if ever you want to find something embarrassing for the Christmas episode. And that's when I was 13 years old. And I was like, oh, Kwanzaa. And I was like, let me look into this. I should, Daniel Day-Lewis this. And then I realized, oh, it's bullshit. It's Ron Everett, and he beat them with fire hoses and soldering irons. And then I'm doing this song for Arthur. Hey, come together now, it's Kwanzaa time. And I wanted to.
Was the what I just noticed? When your career goes to die and goes into the shitter, a la Kanye West, a la Steven Crowder, you'll find yourself only on one podcast, and that is Sir Tim Pool. It seems like all these guys who, are were doing great at one point, and all of a sudden, just like they're for whatever reason, their career, you talk about the Jews, or
if I could be a Jew right now, I would be a Jew.
Or if you're Steven Crowder recording people's phone calls, the point remains is that you go on Tim Pool to try to clear your name, because Tim Pool is the ultimate fence sitter. I don't know. It was just something I just thought about, but pretty interesting to think about. Let's keep watching.
Well, at that point, I was under contract at 12 years old, right? So there's not much you can do.
I still remember we were called crazy truthers for calling this out as rationally as we did, saying, "Hey, the national security state is going to be turned around against you," and it has. But
no, you're right.
At that time specifically, we had a discourse that was kind of free and open. We didn't have algorithms. People were able to see important messages and videos and talking points and content creators. Now we're living in a different age. I wanted to kind of get your point of view. Some people say you have to keep pushing the Overton window. Some people say you got to keep playing ball. Mark Dice is also in the chat. He just is accusing Ben Shapiro of allegedly paying $135,000 to boost his Facebook posts. I don't know if that's true.
Well, who cares though? He can do that. The only issue I have is when that's used and it hurts people because sponsors drop out because they don't get their money's worth. Again, I could tell you that. But would those receipts be a betrayal? Because this industry fundamentally needs to change. People are investing in you and in us and in what you're saying. Right? If you can't say what it is that you're saying right now, let's say if you sent a contract and said, yeah, but you know what? We have a lot of buddies in those systems. You're selling out the people who are supporting you. And that's something that to me is unconscionable. And people can disagree with it, but no, I think you're absolutely right.
So what would be the total solution? I want to get into the problem solving. Like, what would you do if you were the Daily Wire?
Okay, so the only thing, and this is the thing, this is all done right now. I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but the first answer, and I've said we won't talk about this again. If someone takes a pledge alongside me, anyone in BigCon, just the only thing that I ask is that you do not punish conservative content creators on behalf of big tech. That's it. Start with that. Let's start with that. Before we get to everything else, right? So a lot of times people want the entire solution. Just start with that. You won't be penalized 25% if you're demonetized on YouTube by the people who are supposed to be fighting for you.
Now let's address the argument there.
Yeah.
The argument they've made is why should we be the ones to lose money if you're removed from the platform and not making money?
And that sounds really great, right? It's a partnership. That's what they were talking about. They were trying to pick like a partnership and put it into contract form, or at least in this, like a term sheet, right? Well, what it didn't take into account, honestly, is what if Steven, okay, it's $12.5 million. What if he's making them 30? What if he's making them $30 million
That's a starting point,
a year?
is a guarantee.
Yeah. What if he's making them $30 million a year, and all of a sudden, instead of making 30, you subtract 2 from that. So it's fine to share in these things when the expenses come up, but when the upside comes up, we're not really in a partnership anymore.
We would
so
be the
this
only
wasn't
one,
about money, guys.
We would be the only ones
it's
at risk.
just disingenuous.
The only ones at risk. I'm already demonetized.
I can hear Jeremy being like, "It was a term sheet. I would have negotiated." I can hear him.
Well, look, I can write that I want to have sex with your wife.
Yeah, that is true. And I fucking pissed at myself. I've yet to bring that up since they went live. But the contract that Crowder received was the term sheet. It wasn't even the real fucking contract. Imagine if Crowder would have just fucking throw his weight around. And now Crowder is saying that he didn't, counteroffer, but there is conflicting reports that Crowder counteroffered for $140 million. But, if we're going to go off Crowder, then that was the term sheet. Then why didn't you negotiate, Crowder? Again, call it in a lie, Steven. Why are you lying, Steven? Don't lie to your audience.
Term sheet. Oh, I thought you were going to redline it. So, like, come on, that doesn't.
Okay, George just stands up. I had sex with your wife.
This is a good point. It penalized you.
This just reeks of fucking dishonesty.
It's if you get banned, you lose X percent, and
no matter how much you're making,
45.
No matter how much you're making, and no matter how much you lose.
Yeah.
If you lose $0, they penalize you.
And the penalties add up to 110%. And they said in their own video, this is demanded of all creators, right? Does anyone disagree that that's what was said? This is what everyone signs. Now here's the issue with that. Again, you don't put it in if you don't want that.
The counterpoint, Candace said, is she negotiated. She hired a lawyer.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder has the resources to hire a lawyer and redline this.
Sure.
She put on her.
I thought we were good friends.
I figured out why Candace was so pissed last week
hold on,
when she
wait.
came in.
Yeah,
I figured it out. I'll tell you about it in a second.
I want to. Let's talk about the Friends thing. This is actually a really good point. You recorded co-CEO of Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, on a phone call.
Yep.
He says, "I thought we were friends."
Yep.
A lot of people have said, "Wow, that was a messed up thing to do." It sounds like what you're saying in the context we were just talking. They sent you a business contract that was very bad, that penalized you 110%. If all fees are applied, more money than they would actually pay you. And it didn't take into consideration if you made them more money. It didn't take into consideration how much money you made them. It didn't take into consideration.
Anton, you're absolutely right. If he counteroffered with more money, he's selling out his position. If he didn't counteroffer, well, then he's just bitching instead of improving the industry by creating an alternative. You're absolutely right. So he's caught in this fucking lie, which nobody is fucking talking about. Why Tim Pool... Sir, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you pushing this back? You're just, oh my God, I can't take any more of Tim, dude. Does not fucking push back. Does not ask the questions we all want to know. Oh, God, it's fucking disgusting and just, I don't know. It's just really putrid, man. Let's keep watching. You guys want to keep watching this, by the way? Put a 1 in the chat if you are intrigued by the Tim Pool, Steven Crowder. I think they're starting to get into some juicy shit, I think. I don't know. It just feels like, this whole thing just feels like they're running around in circles chasing their own tails. So I don't even know what this whole interview is even accomplishing, rather than, Crowder, just fucking beefing up that email list. So... I don't know. Let's keep watching.
If you were banned from Facebook, but Facebook generated no revenue,
we'll keep watching,
it still
guys.
penalized you.
That's part of it.
So here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm thinking. If the question is, and I do have qualms about recording the recording, but we'll get into more detail.
Mm-hmm.
They say you were supposed to be friends. Why would you record your friend's phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's an interesting point to be made. Why would your friend send you a very, very bad contract that felt exploitative.
And why would a friend not listen to you when you say, take me off the table, it's not a fit? There was never, just to be clear, there was never another offer that came through after I said, these are the non-starters. The penalties for big tech, right? The owning of people's names, image, likeness, their platforms are in perpetuity long after they leave. I said, then we can talk about the money, right? He said they came in low, and I'm sure my gay Cuban hardcore right-wing agent came in high. You find that, but it's like, but there can't be any terms without this. Once I said that can't happen, these terms, the big tech penalties, that's when talks completely stopped. It was never changed and said, of course, all these. It's like you saw in their first video. We have to make money.
They outright said that fee structure couldn't be changed.
Yeah, there was never another offer after that. I said, look, this is the sticking point. You have to get rid of all of these.
Change it.
And also, we can't do this. I'd love to sit from one business owner to another. You don't have to do it this way, right? A good example is, look, I feel vulgar talking about numbers. Election night. Okay, election night. We had been suspended for having Carrie Lake on. The entire Daily Wire cast on YouTube, less than a quarter of the viewers that we had on Rumble. When we cross streams, their viewership went up 40,000 people. That's proof of product that, hey, look, proof of concept. You can do it off.
What's good, Clembo? How we doing? I'm going to try to get you on Skype, Clem. Hopefully you've been watching some of this. If not, then, oh well, dude. But, this whole fucking interview has been disgraceful thus far, man. But, hey, man, welcome into the chat. Sad you can't be here tonight. But, hey, dude, hopefully we can get you on Skype. Hopefully you're having a good night, dude. Let's keep watching. Skirt, skirt. He says skirt, skirt. Let me give you a Joe Rogan soundbite, shall we?
Maybe you should just go and shoot the homeless people. I like your idea.
All right, let's keep watching this bullshit-ass Steven Crowder, Tim Pool interview. Crowder is, I don't know at this point. He's just fucking, he's on so much fucking, honestly, Steven Crowder might be fucking, I mean, this is allegedly, this isn't me accusing him, but he honestly might be taking two uppers at the same time. What do they call that, Al? Do you know what they call that? Do they, when you take Adderall and cocaine, don't they call that candy flipping or some shit? Or is that ecstasy and fucking cocaine? But that's what Crowder seems to be. He seems to be on all these fucking stimulants, dude. He doesn't look good. He looks fucking gray. Like, Crowder looks like the background of Tim Pool's fucking set here. And that's gray as shit for audio listeners. Tim Pool has like a gray tile going on in the background, and Crowder honestly looks like he could fucking blend right into that background. The amount of stimulants he is on right now. A speedball, crazy. Candy flipping is ecstasy and LSD. Oh, that's right. It's candy flipping and is ecstasy and LSD. He puts a heart. Sheesh. I've candy flipped, maybe once or twice in my day. You know what I mean? I can tell Anton has. But it's called a speedball, I guess. I guess that would make sense. A speedball is when you're doing coke and Adderall at the same time. Holy shit, though. Steven Crowder is unhinged. That's what I should have titled this fucking YouTube video. Steven Crowder unhinged, ? Let's keep watching.
Of YouTube. You don't have to. Right. I think you use the platform as long as you can, but you need to start building alternatives. It is fundamental to the business model on the right to not change that.
And I'll just point out that we have about 120,000 more live viewers than we average with you being here. So there's something to be said for
I think
that.
Daily Wire's got some creative, like a lot of opportunity on their website. Because like if all your back catalog was on Daily Wire at no cost to anybody, and they could go into Daily Wire, log in, and then I spend 99 cents on a Crowder video, and then that money gets split between you guys. Like there's a lot of technical
Well, they're already going to be doing
possibilities.
over 300,000 Mug Clip subscribers day one, right? Now, the issue here is let's take me out of it.
Can I check something real quick? I want to check something. I want to check this Big Con. I've yet to even go on this website, bigcon.com. Is that what it was? Bigcon.com. And that's what Crowder is advertising. I just want to see what it's all about. No. Live podcasting? No. What the fuck is the website? Bigcon.org? I just want to see what it's all about. Like, what is he actually advertising? Bigcon.net? BigCon or Stop Big Con, right? That's what it was. StopBigCon.com. I think that's what it was. No, not the stop icon. Yo, my browser's fucking candy flipping right now. I think it was stopbigcon.com. There it is. All right, so you go to the website. Has anyone checked this out yet? So you go to the website, stopbigcon.com, and this is literally just all a sign up. You just put your email in, say you're not a robot, and sign up. So Crowder can bombard your fucking inbox with spam. Are you a Mug Club member yet? Did you sign up for Mug Club? Mug Club? Mug Club? Mug Club? So, nothing. I mean, at least put like a video here or something like, hey, this is our mission statement. If you come to bigcon.com, this is what you're going to be, this is what our standards are. This is what our values are. This is our morals. This is our plan. And this is how we plan to execute it in the future. Is that so hard to do? I don't know. Let's get back to the interview, though. Steven Crowder, Candy flipping his ass off over here. Let's check it out.
Say you're starting your own thing, right? You're trying to come up in this movement. And the terms are being set by people on your side behind the scenes where this is the ball that you have to play. I said to Jimmy, take me out
give me
of
that
it.
money.
It's not the right fit, which I thought, if I don't have a dog in this fight anymore, it won't fall on deaf ears when I say, hey, it's about the
Crowder
next
has
kid.
been hanging out with Alex
We
Jones.
can't have a movement. We can't sell our people out. And that's how I view it. Maybe you don't. They said, this is just a business. These are the terms. But there are alternatives. You don't have to be dependent on YouTube or Facebook. And you certainly shouldn't make it fundamental to your business model when you're telling people that you're fighting them. This has been going on for years.
Here's my
and not
view.
just Daily Wire, to be clear. Not just Daily Wire. Pick a name in the movement. Most likely, yes.
Here's my view of it. I think the Daily Wire does important work, good work. Candace Owens' BLM documentary, I think, was good. What Is a Woman, I think, was a massive success. That What Is a Woman reached people that I know that aren't political, and that's a cultural force. So I think I talked with them. We had a meeting. I sat down with Jeremy, with a few of the other guys, but mostly with Jeremy. Jeremy came on the show. Afterwards, he said, hey, if there's anything you ever need, let us know. Thanks for having me on. And I was like, I'll hit you up sometime. We talked about doing Nashville week because we wanted to try out our new mobile studio. Then while we're in the process of setting this up, I said, well, let's talk. I mean, is there a way we can maximize the effectiveness of our operations? You guys are way bigger than us. Of course. But of course, there could be an opportunity that we don't understand that you do. And so we started talking about a variety of different things.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it came to potential terms. It came to requirements. Of all the businesses I've ever negotiated with, the most real, in my opinion, was with Jeremy. It was like I was talking to an actual human being who knew what he meant, who explained the pitfalls, the pros and cons. Look, if we do a deal like this, you're right, it's going to suck because of that reason. That's true. What do you think? And I said, I don't know if that's going to work for us. The joke is, I actually said, what if I want to put up a billboard that says Liz Cheney's a fat pig? And he was like, that's not us. Like, we're not. And I said,
couldn't find one big enough?
Right. But I said, like, I'm not literally going to do that. I feel it is kind of crude saying that point. But the point I'm trying to make is that we're roguish. We want to do weird things. Yeah. The ultimate conclusion was,
rogue.
Then there's maybe we can't work transactionally together. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, but we'll do other cool stuff. Sure. We'll talk with your guys on our shows. We'll have you on. You can come on. This will be really great for everybody. And so my view was like, I agree with you on the contract stuff.
But why did it really fall apart?
Why did
it completely fall apart?
Like the deal with
what you're saying is they were saying you need to be in this box because it's not about the billboard. Let's be honest. It's not just about the billboard.
Well, the billboard was the box.
That's why I felt
it was like if I wanted to do something that was aggressive and more shocking, the billboard is that point. Yeah. I don't want to put up a billboard calling Liz Cheney a fat pig.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Did they do the thing where they said we're trying to look at outside capital for you for the first time? We couldn't make it work. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I don't want to give up too much of the details of the conversation we had. Of course. But I basically said,
I don't want to call Liz Cheney a fat pig.
Let's just say I made a big ask of the biggest asks.
Dude. People will fall for anything
if what you're saying, it has to be this way, then I have a very, very big ask. And they were like, yeah, that's expensive. We don't know if we can do that. And I was like, look, ultimately what it comes down to is, for those that understand tabletop RPGs, they play Paladin, I play Rogue. Someone commented in Super Chat.
I don't understand the reference.
But I'll explain right now.
Neither do I.
Do you not?
Someone super chatted. They're trying to be rebels within the box.
They're warriors of God. That's a paladin.
Basically, think of a stoic monk, a knight following the rules, holding his sword, saying, look, the rules are as such. We will do right to the best of our abilities. Whereas we here at Timcast are like a bunch of crackpots in the bandits' forest, being like, we're going to do what we want to do.
It's like the Lost Boys out here. It's a skate park, and it's like a bunch of mopeds. And I thought you were going to throw a basketball in my face, ask me to play. I wanted to yell a bang ring.
I did bring you to the basketball court.
You did. Yeah, I made the VIP up the half pipe. Yeah, I would agree with you. Here's the problem. When you have a few, because again, this is not about the Daily Wire. There are a few key companies that control what is permissible in this movement. And these few key companies are saying, this is the only way. I'm saying there could be many ways. It would be one thing if we're saying, hey, maybe this way, maybe this other way. But now this sort of reeks of, why don't you go and create your own YouTube? Why don't you go and create your own? Find billionaire investors to give you seed money. Yep. Well, how do you do that when then, this happens a lot, ideas are stolen, and then millions pumped behind it to promote it as though it seems original, and then they steal your talent, who you foster. You've probably had this happen. I've had it happen with dozens of people. The picture I sent you of people working at our company, there's at least 4 or 5 there who worked for me. They were young. Other big networks in this space came in, offered them a bunch of money. I said, look, I'm not going to keep you. I give you a letter of recommendation. After 6 months, they come back.
So I wanted to address what you were just saying about these companies playing by the rules.
Guys, literally, this conversation is going in circles. Like, there's nothing getting accomplished. Like, it's kind of getting pathetic at this point. People eat this shit up. Let's check their chat real quick. Let's see how their chat is. How their chat's doing. Did I click abstain earlier? Yeah, so everyone thinks Crowder's right. Okay. Let's check their chat. It's their chat's fucking moving. Holy shit. Mug Club. Ian smashed. Being called a snake is a compliment, like the Gadsden flag. All right, I can get behind that one. The poll shows that people just agree with who. Here we go. The poll shows that people just agree with who's ever on at the time. Meaning, the other day, I guess the poll was agreeing with Candace Owens from the Daily Wire, but now it's agreeing with Crowder. Agreed Crowder even from the beginning. Agreed with Crowder from the beginning and have seen all the vids, so the receipts are there. I was even waiting for Matt Walsh and Knowles to come out with a possibility of Jordan Peterson. Haha. Let's see. This isn't as interesting as I thought it would be. I agree. This actually fucking sucks. He isn't making sense. He's full of it. Yes. Bailing out, I guess. So you would be surprised, man. You would be surprised how many people fucking despise Steven Crowder. Don't let the fucking grayness fool you. Let's see. Damn, this chat is moving. Children fight like this. Wise adults don't. Not many wise adults out there. It's about attention. Just like what a 2-year-old does and not really knowing they're being a spoiled baby. Pretty much. Pretty fucking much. Let's see what else we got. Tim Pool is not asking what we want to know. Yes. Been saying it all along. They're just farming views at this point. Yeah, it's fucking horrible, man. This sucks. But, I mean, look at the amount of money Tim is racking in. I mean, just right there is $127,000. No, $120, $25, and whatever his membership is. Let's just say it's $10. $135, another $10, another $5. So, Tim Pool, you said earlier, it would just be so easy for me to just quit and go and do my own thing. Well, then go do it, bro. Give up all this and go do it. I guarantee the world would be a better place. All right, let's do this because I'm quite behind. I'm like 20 minutes behind, and it's really, my interest is being lost. I can only imagine how you guys feel out there. It kind of sucks. So I'm gonna jump to this live. They only got like 12 minutes left before they go to their super chats. Tim Pool's so rogue, he leaves the lights on when he's not in the room. That's for damn sure. Let's jump live to them right now. They only got about 12 minutes left Tim goes to his Super Chat segment. So let's follow them up until they go to that Super Chat segment and then see how much time we have left. I have some more stories I'm going to get to, depending on how many people are still with us. I'm going to try to get Al on Skype here at the back half of the show and get his thoughts, opinions, and analysis. See if we can't get that done. But let's jump live to Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, and
you added.
Let's see what
and
they're talking about.
I think this is what was so disheartening.
I'm going to take another shot.
Was really hoping that we could do that in the conservative movement, where people can kind of get access to a portal and support the people that they want to. I don't know that it's possible. But if there would be some way for the because for the viewer, what's ideal is to be able to get access to more people that they want rather than having it, because the price adds up.
Right now,
that's hard.
It's like $10 for Tim, $10 for you. With this tech that I'm building, we haven't had the multi subscription system set up, but you could do something where it's like 10 for him, 10 for you, or 18 for both of you. Then you each get 9. You'll eventually have to take some sort of loss discount if you're going to run a packet. Otherwise, it would just be 20
Right, but
for
you would
2.
hit critical
It's hard
mass.
to figure out that number,
You hit critical
too.
mass.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to figure it out. But there are ways to do it. Obviously, people on the left have done it to some degree. The worst thing that I will say, the thing that really is YouTube. Is it YouTube Red or YouTube Premium? What do they call
Premium.
it now?
Yeah,
I tell you,
Red,
I tell you what, though. You know what sucks about it? That's actually a really good deal. You get YouTube Music, which replaces Spotify. You get YouTube TV, which replaces cable and Sling, and you get HBO Max. You're like,
but they're
dude.
subsidized.
Yes,
No.
they are subsidized. But guess what? So are these companies on the right.
All right.
But they're subsidizing it in a way that is
I'll tell
not
you.
foundationally sound for a move forward.
Let me tell you something that really.
I feel like this should require hallucinogens going forward. Like, man, this
I'm
is
so happy to if you're interested. We'll go to a mountain somewhere. Or something.
He's game.
Let me tell you guys something that is kind of crazy to me. And people don't believe. There are no investors in Timcast. There's only me as the principal of the entire company, sole owner, sole board member, president, CEO, treasurer, chairman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's staff. I have a COO. We've got people who work here, but I own literally all of it, control all of it, with no outside investment. It's literally just I started making.
And you're not even Jewish.
Yeah, I'm
just saying
it's
as
the
a joke to
Korean.
the anti-Semites in there. By the way, we're not talking about. No one
Well,
we're
that's
talking
a
about is
point.
even Jewish. Just to be clear.
That's a point I make all the time. There are people who have been successful in media who aren't. I don't know why they have that conspiracy belief.
Yeah.
But it was shocking for me to find out that these big alternatives only exist because some powerful industrialist or billionaire decided I'm going to spend money, but that money comes with their influence. Now, the only issue I have with that is that we don't know what their influence is.
And you owe.
If you come to timcast.com, you know the whole influence and driving force behind this is literally just me.
Yeah.
If you're a customer here, as a member or whatever, you're supporting us, it is literally me in charge of everything. But a lot of these other companies, you don't know who's behind the scenes putting money in and saying, hey guys, I want to see this. I understand how businesses work. I understand how investment works. But you won't know.
And if you knew, it's ball retractingly terrifying. I mean that. There's some information, again, that you're not going to open third parties. It's probably going to be coming out in the next 6 months, year, that will shock people, startle people. I could tell you that, but would I have to provide receipts, and would that be a betrayal? That's the issue, right? I've given you a lot of information that you can publicly audit, and I think that's important. I'm not going to pull people in. Like I said, Gary said you can use it. I can't show you the 3, 4, 5 other instances just in the last 2 years where that's happened. It is absolutely terrifying. But what was the crazy idea you were saying? I thought you just came up with a business plan or something. It seemed
No.
Oh.
It's just, I was saying it's crazy to me.
That's not so crazy. That's totally reasonable. I guess that's why I'm throwing
No. What's crazy to me is that we've gotten to the point we have without that when seemingly no
That's
one else
true.
does.
It's really
But
easy
here's
too.
what I want to say, Stephen.
Really easy,
I'm looking
dude.
at. I don't think it's really
To have the
easy.
website rolling with subs.
No,
there's some back.
right.
They need like 2 people.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
and one
this
thing I should
business
say-
is hard,
One
man.
thing I should say, we've had a lot of offers from people who run these sort of credit card processing, these platforms, right?
Yeah.
Offering to give us better rates as well. So there are a lot of people who've come forward. Like I said, it's not about Daily Wire wasn't even the highest offer. Just to be
But
clear.
here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right in front of every single person. I think you're gonna make $100 million a year.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely insane.
I think I'm right.
But I would never demand that. Just to be clear,
Do you see what bar you're setting for me? Did I tell you my new job?
Yes, for crying out loud. You're trying to give him a heart attack.
I've seen your numbers. I know.
You know what this I think is? This is just a fucking ploy for. I mean, I know I've probably said this 1,000 times already, but this is like the equivalent to Tim throwing up Crowder a softball and Crowder trying to hit it out of the park. I mean, this is nothing more than a publicity stunt. I don't know. I've probably said that 1,000 times already, but I mean, just hearing that right there, oh, you're probably going to make $100 million, and then Crowder's acting all shocked like he's not going to. Like, you know damn well, Crowder, you're probably going to make more money than you ever have after all this fucking bullshit. And I hate to admit that, but I mean, it's the God-honest truth. Let's get through the last couple minutes of this, man. This has been fucking insane, to say the least.
Oh, look, we've got 175,000 people watching on a show that normally gets 40 to 45,000. 130,000 live viewers, tripling, quadrupling the live viewership we get because you came to talk about something that is important to you. Yeah. You have people who are not only fans of your content, who are entertained by it, but also believe in you. Looking at your Mug Club numbers, I think you launch this thing, you maybe not. Look, it's gonna snowball rolling downhill. I think you launch this thing and you're making $3 to $5 million per month right off the get go.
And by the way, you mean the whole production company?
Whole production company,
right?
Not you personally.
Which
your staff, your employees, and your budgets.
I'm at a fork in the road, which is
you're gonna get a lot of money for bandwidth. You're gonna get a lot of people to sign up.
I could walk away, and I understand this isn't lost on me. The only way people will 100% believe what I say, and that there's no ulterior motive, which is what I tried to do in the negotiations, like take me off the table, this is why this is a sticking point, is if I walk away from this forever. Is if I never monetize again.
That's what we want.
And I just go back off into the sunset, just do stand up, maybe do a once a week show, something like that, so I can continue selling
now you're on to something.
And I could do that.
But you won't do it.
And Gerald knows that I strongly considered that at one point.
But you won't do it.
And I think he was the one, if I'm not mistaken, who said, like, yeah, but then if you do that, then this will just all blow over in 2 months, and it'll be the same problem. So I get the question of authenticity again, but I would ask you if this is the easy decision, if this is the easy route to take. Could have just taken the money, shut up. Could have gone on, and I don't think it's $100 million. I think you're absolutely insane.
No, I'm not.
I think there's hallucination. I think he slipped you.
Nope. No. Look, we know about the Daily Wire's subscriber numbers. They have 1 million paying subscribers. It's between $7 and $13 per month to be a member there. They've talked about their yearly revenues.
Wait, it's $13 a month. Okay,
for their video content, I believe it's $13.
They run some promos and stuff like that, but
yeah,
different tiers.
Right, and it's like look, I think.
Luke wants to talk about the IRS. He's going to
think IRS and the Epstein Maxwell scandal.
I'm saying, for one, the easy route for you would have absolutely been sign the deal, take the money and shut up, let everyone else worry about all the problems, and go sit on the beach with a coconut and just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But I think if you go the hard way, which running a company, especially with I think the size of memberships you're going to have, is going to be very difficult and time consuming, but just make Gerald do all the hard heavy.
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry,
if
honey,
we continue down this route, then there's got to be other people, right? We have to have other shows on there. I could have, again, just gone off and done it and just kept Mug Club. But Gerald, I said, like, look, either I'm going to leave at this point, or we can't just complain and bitch. Yeah. We have to do it better. And that's kind of where we are. And by the way, we still haven't decided what it is that we're going. It's a tough decision to make. Yeah. I own 100% of Mug Club, always have. We did the Mug Club Forever, so we now know how many people are out there. We were really clear. We're like, do not go to Mug Club Forever unless you are currently in Mug Club. We're going to send out double captcha, double opt-in, culled the list, so we know. We're like, don't go. And is it a newsletter? No. Are you going to get any spam? Nothing. Any updates? Only when and where and if Mug Club returns. And this is a little bit of the Young Frankenstein. Ovaltine? Nothing.
Let me ask you. Do you think that
you guys are awesome in the chat, by the way?
You are going to launch something independent. It's going to be Mug Club, but then you're going to add on shows. Do you think you'll be bigger than the Daily Wire?
I don't care.
No. Real question. Based on your memberships, based on the amount of views you get, do you think you will be bigger than? I'm not saying this
it would if I decided that I. Let me answer it this way. I've wanted to be done with this by the time I'm 40 as far as hosting the show. The last thing you want to do is overstay your welcome, and then move to a I wouldn't say like necessarily like a Harvey Weinstein or like a Bruckheimer, but more like a Suge Knight.
How old are you now?
35.
This guy, bro.
So and I want to be able to pass that torch.
When's your birthday?
July.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to be able to pass that torch. Right now there is no ability to, because you now realize there's no ability for people to come up and do. But it would be really hard for you to do what you do now today.
Mr.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be harder. Yeah. It'd be impossible for someone to do what I do. I don't want to pull the ladder up behind me. So I want to be able to move into a production role, but really what motivates me is being able to pass that mantle and make a difference. I guarantee you, if we were to do it, it'd be within striking distance of the big boys. which I'd be fine with, but as long as we do something that we believe in, and I promise we will never demand people's YouTube monetization. We will never punish them if they are not, and it has to be something fair, and it has to be us not shortchanging the investor.
Well, then how the fuck are you going to make money? If you don't demand for their monetization, then you're just going to let them on your fucking platform without them being monetized? I mean, what kind of business strategy is that? Someone said this. It might have been Mersh from Revenge of the Sith, but I think he was saying, pretty much essentially, Crowder, you just don't know how to do business. And that's what this all boils down to. This is, I said this earlier, man. I mean, this is Crowder for the first time, being on his own and being vulnerable. I mean, this is bad. This is really fucking bad. But we'll have, I guarantee, tomorrow when we wake up and we go and check out people's live streams and comment sections and post on Twitter, good guy Crowder to the rescue. He's the one who's going to save fucking America from big tech. This is the guy right here. You're looking at him. I mean, fucking A, dude. I mean, if I honestly didn't drink this much Gentleman Jack tonight, I'd probably be throwing my remote control through this fucking TV. It's getting on my nerves, dude. He plays both sides. He's a liar. He's geeked out on Adderall. He won't admit that. But we all know it. Let's get through the last couple minutes of this. And
people, Mug Club.
I might take a break. I might smoke a quick cig. I'm going to try to get Alex on Skype, via Skype. He was unable to join us today in studio, but we're going to try to get Alex on Skype. And I might try to cover a couple more stories, depending on how you guys are feeling, depending on if we still have some engagement going on. If not, I might just leave it there, and we might just come back on Saturday. Who knows? But let's get through the rest of this until Tim Pool goes to Super Chats, because that's what it's what this whole thing's about. The Super Chats, the money. Keep watching.
It's entirely independent, paying us to fight for what they believe in. Whatever those numbers are, I'd accept them.
I'll tell you my prediction, which who knows could be worthless.
Nostradamus hit me.
Right. You launch subscription service, independent Mug Club. You get 300,000 hard signups at 10 or more per month. I mean, it was $10 a month for a lot of people. It's going up because of inflation, because people need raises and things like that. But let's say you did $10 a month. You're looking at like 3 million in memberships with no ad reads at all. Let's say you do programmatic reads on the podcast version, meaning you, Steven, never read a single ad. Then you're looking at another, based on your traffic, I'd estimate another $2 to $5 million per year, not per month. So right off the bat, you're looking at $40 million per year. Then here's what happens. Steven Crowder then offers big players really good contracts. No BS, no fees, none of that. Out the gate, it's a legitimately good contract that gives your business a small cut, but gives them the lion's share for the work they produce. They're going to say, I'm signing with Mug Club. The terms were incredible. I mean, Crowder's going to make money off the deal. The company's going to grow.
The draft with the hats.
Fuck that.
That's right. I'm getting a lot of money. Then what's going to happen is it's going to make it very difficult for the big con, these other big conservative companies, to sign these deals. When a young creator says, I appreciate the offer, it's tempting, but Crowder's offering me twice the money with no setbacks.
Yeah. I would really, really like it, genuinely, and Gerald knows this, if there's someone else in the space who handles that shit. Because I'm not a business guy. Here's the thing. I'm not a business guy. Yeah. I'm a guy who outpunted his coverage, right? You can go back and watch with a blue bed sheet, who was doing stand-up comedy and acting, and then had my back up against the wall, right? I would really like it if there was someone else who already has the money, who already has that ability to do it. If they can't, okay, I'll carry that torch. But, I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there. Are there enough good men and enough people left? Because that's not the best use of my time. Like, it takes a lot of time to do a Goodwill Hunting. Do you have any idea how hard it is to make Schindler's List funny when you're doing a parody? You know what I mean? It's a lot of work.
I've had enough. I can't take any more. I'm sitting here fuming over here. Like, this was, he wants to be the fucking next Alex Jones with actually having to be Alex Jones. You know what I mean? He wants to be on these mainstream media platforms without the fucking baggage that comes with, being Alex Jones. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with this whole thing. I've had enough. I can't take anymore. I physically can't. No amount of alcohol in the world will get me through this shit. What did you guys think, though? Mr. West, it's good. By the way, I think we're going to nickname you Mr. Lee because we were calling you that on Saturday. That was fucking hilarious. I had one too many Gentleman Jacks on that show as well. But, yeah, guys, Steven Crowder on Tim Pool, a fucking abysmal. Just a whole bunch of lying grifts going on. Just pay him now. Give him your money. Subscribe to Mug Club. You'll see. He's fighting the fucking good fight. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. He knows, too. Look at him. Look at his fucking face. If you weren't getting paid so well, you wouldn't fucking be here in the first place.
My time is...
Shut up.
It's better spent. And that's where the time...
Right, I just wanted the picture of Crowder on the screen. But Steven Crowder on Tim Pool, everyone. I mean, that was a fucking treat. I don't usually do this live. I don't do live reacts. I'm not a big live react sort of fella here. I'm trying to get Alex on Skype here, but he's just not answering fucking my text. He's too good for me. Did Steel Toe go live tonight? Oh, I know they went live, but did they cover the Crowder thing? I'm only asking because you guys, it found me through Steel Toe, which, I owe an incredible debt to. Oh, God. Yeah, but, I'd planned on covering this on Saturday, but by the time Saturday rolled around, I feel like this would have been out of the news cycle. The way our fucking, attention span works, things come in and out of the news cycle within, like, fucking 12 hours, so. But it was a treat nonetheless. I mean, I'm happy we got to watch it live. But again, we just watched a whole bunch of nothing. But like I said, I guarantee Crowder walks away with. I mean, how many people did they say they had in that chat? Like 175,000 at one point. I guarantee. This is a guarantee. And if not, I'll fucking pay somebody. I guarantee. They will walk out. Crowder will walk out with at least 10,000 people on Mug Club. I mean, that's on a low ball fucking number. On a high ball, he'll probably go with, probably somewhere around. Oh, that camera just froze, but it's all right. It just went back on. But on a high ball number, that it'd probably be somewhere around like 50,000. But that was the whole plan from this thing. Let's boost up Mug Club. Tim Pool and Steven Crowder are friends at the end of the day. You guys got to remember that. Like, this wasn't, just Crowder coming on to clear his name. This was Tim Pool trying to help Steven Crowder out. Because at the end of the day, it helps Tim Pool out. And that's what we have to remember. You can't get lost in the interview. You have to remember who these people are at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of fucking grifters trying to, pad their subscription status in order to make as much money as they can before they fucking hit the fucking trail. You know what I mean? So, Steven Crowder, mug money on stupid. Hi, says Mr. West in the chat. This was a fucking huge... I'm glad I did go live. I was actually contemplating 10 minutes before the stream not going live. I'm glad I did. You guys showed up and showed out for sure. I do have a bunch of shit left to cover. I mean, I do have to go to a break if we do want to cover some more shit here. I want to try to get Al on the Skype and on the screen here. But that's up to you guys. It's up to how you're feeling. So I won't overstay my welcome as, Steven Crowder elegantly pointed out. I can't even talk right now. I'm fucking about 8 shots in. Crowder pointed that out many times. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Well, guess what, Crowder? We don't want you to overstay your welcome either. You should just fucking call it quits, my friend. You too, Tim Pool. If it's that easy to quit, then quit. You know what I mean? Ugh. I don't know. That kind of got me fucked up. Watching that whole interview, I honestly thought we were gonna get a lot more of Crowder like laying on the sword and be like, "Listen, I fucked up. I recorded my friend. I was wrong for doing so. I apologize. That's a total fucking asshole scumbag move. But I had to do it, for X, Y, and Z. But we didn't get that. We did not get that." I want to get Alex's take on this, man. Fuck. Where are you, dude? It's one thing not to come on the show, but then to just fucking ignore my messages. What a night. What a night. I might put a pin in it here. What time is it? It's about 9:40 on the East Coast. What do you guys think? Should I keep going, or should we just put a pin in it and then I'll check back on Sunday or Saturday rather? on our weekly Saturday stream. I might go live twice a week though now. I mean, the engagement tonight, I mean, you know, hats off to you guys, man. The engagement tonight was fucking unreal. The chat was lit. You guys, I mean, what did we wind up with here? Almost 40 likes. I mean, I know that doesn't sound much, especially if you're coming from bigger shows. But fucking hey, man, that's huge. This is like our biggest stream ever. So shout out to you guys, man. This has fucking been amazing. So I might start going live maybe twice a week now. Maybe we'll do the main show, you know, once a week on Saturdays to kind of recap the whole week. But maybe I'll go live just myself, you know, like on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday or something to kind of, you know, take on like the, we'll say like 5 biggest stories of the fucking of the day or of the week thus far. Let's see. Mr. Lee, proud of you. Yo, I'm telling you, Mr. West, look up that spot, Mr. Lee's, bro. It's a ramen place, like a ramen noodle place. I want to eat there, but I've yet to. But it looks fucking amazing. We might put a pin in it in here, guys. I'm going to try Clem one time on Skype. If he doesn't answer, we're going to put a pin in it. Let's get Crowder off my screen, you fucking lying degenerate, fucking Adderall tweaking scumbag.
And by the way, of all the...
Oh, shush your mouth, Mug Club. Mug Club forever. That was hard to watch. I don't know about any of you. I think... Now I get it, you know, that was the whole point of the stream, but it's like the whole time I'm watching that, I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, this is bad. This is really fucking bad. And you just talked about a whole bunch of nothing. I'm going to try calling Alex one time here. See if he answers. I doubt he will, but I got to remember what his Skype name was. I think it was Alex Clemish. It was one of these two. Last seen days ago. All right, it might have been this one. We'll try calling him. If he answers, we'll keep going. If not, then I'm going to put a pin in it, and then we'll be back here on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and we stream for about 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes, and we bring you, you know, all the stories from the week. And, you know, we'll probably touch on this. We won't go in depth with it since we did a whole stream today, or tonight, rather. But here, let's try calling out. Yeah, I don't think he's going to answer. He took 830s today. Who's that, Crowder? 830 milligram Adderalls? I would not be surprised. I would say Crowder was on like 150 migs. At least. At least. Yeah, he ain't fucking by his fucking Skype here. Here, we'll try this. Geeked up. Dude, the Crowder was more... I've never seen a man so gray. For somebody who has a net worth of $20 million, you would think you would get a fucking suntan, dude. All right, Al just texted me back. He said, my bad, his phone died. All good, bro. Skype call, question mark. Skype call, question mark. All right, we're going to try to get Al on the phone here. Not looking good. No, definitely not, dude. Definitely not. Mr. West, by the way, I watched back that stream from Saturday, bro. Like, shout out to you, dude. And shout out to Anton and everyone else who, you know, was in that chat on Saturday, bro. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if you were here in the beginning of tonight's stream, but I was explaining, dude, I do about like 3 hours worth of prep on Saturday mornings. Like, I wake up at like 7 a.m., you know, get myself a cup of coffee and what have you, and I get the audio all, you know, the audio ready, the video, the lights, the show notes. I get it all ready, you know, and I do a test stream before. Everything was fine this past Saturday, but as soon as I clicked go live, just everything went to shit, dude. My cameras look gray. The audio was off. So I do want to give a special shout out to you guys. Mr. fucking Lee, obviously, and yes, just got here. Okay, so yeah, you just got here. Yeah, so I was explaining earlier how my whole stream was fucking complete, and you were there. My whole stream was completely fucked on Saturday. It was a good show too, and I'm just pissed that everything was kind of thrown off by I don't even know the latency, but I fixed everything. I readjusted the cameras, and we're all good. So, yeah, man. You guys were the real MVPs, though, from Saturday. I just wanted to give you guys a special shout-out. I'm trying to get fucking Alex on, dude. Come on, man. We got to fucking... We're running a show here. Let's try to be professional, huh? What the fuck? We're going to give it another, minute or so, and if he doesn't answer, we're just going to wrap it here and call it a show. This, like I said, this was something spontaneous. I don't usually go live twice in a week, but given the circumstances with Crowder and Tim Pool, I thought this was going to be... See, Crowder would have won me over, honestly, if he would have just went for the jugular with Candace Owens. If he would have said, fuck that bitch, that weave-wearing bitch, fuck that Jew motherfucker Ben Shapiro, if Crowder would have went that route, I would have been like, you know what, dude, you got my money, bro. You got my Mug Club subscription. All right, he doesn't remember his Skype login. Let me see if I can do this. But you know what I mean? I would have actually respected Crowder more for just being like, you know what, Candace Owens, fuck you. You came on Tim Pool. You call me a bitch. You call me a pussy. No, guess what? I got another thing for you. I got something for that ass. Let's try this. Instagram. Can I call people from Instagram on this computer? I just did. This is wild. Alright, here we go. I think we're going to call out. Oh my god, what the fuck? All right, guys, bear with me. I'm trying to get Alex here on the screen here to get his final thoughts on the whole Crowder thing, but we might just wrap it here. This has been a great show, though. This has been a great show. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in on this Monday, January 23rd evening. Blame Big Tech. Yeah, we're gonna blame Big Tech. Yeah, it's not meant to be. All right, guys, we're gonna put a pin in that pin in it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a wonderful edition of this In the Paint podcast. We are live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which would be like at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, and so on and so forth. But 11 a.m. Eastern time, guys. Make sure you tune back in. We will be back here this Saturday. Breaking down the week's worth of coverage. We have a lot to get to this Saturday that I didn't get to tonight, but this was fun. This was a little pop-up stream, like I said. If nothing else came from this, the good thing that came from this is that maybe we go live now another day during the week. So that's something I'm going to try to work in. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning into this In the Paint podcast. This has been fucking fun. One more time, for good luck, let's just all say it. Steven Crowder is a bitch. All right, guys, we will see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am John. I am your host, and this has been great. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Peace. Check this out. Bet you didn't think this show had credits. Mr. West, Anton, and everyone else. Bree, Kerry, everyone in the chat. I don't want to forget anyone. But you guys are the reason why this show was a success. Thank you so much, guys. Saturday, we'll see you then. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your week. Don't be like Steven Crowder. Whatever you do. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check this shit out. Ready? We'll see you Saturday, guys. Thank you. Have a good rest of your week.